And we are coming down in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by J Mart.
Nope.
we,
Nice.
we had to mix something up. Machine's on vacation. All right, so I'm joined by.
Nope. I'm J-Mart.
I'm Milwaukee. Milwaukee. I'll just take
And the Red Baron.
Yeah.
it. Yo.
Welcome to a mockless edition of Getting Sports with Drunk. We're also massless today.
I'm a fighter jet.
Well, Mark will be joining us.
Who?
Mark.
Oh,
Team Watchable.
Is
Nope.
Yeah, he's going to Skype in. I was going to give him the A-OK in a minute. Once we kind of get the formalities. You want to just get him now?
I'd rather just not get him at all.
Well, don't hurt his feelings.
Is he
He's a
listening
nice
to us
guy.
right now? Probably not.
We should have on so we could do the Machcine Watchable Nope thing.
Nope.
Jeff's got it down.
All right, so we'll get the formalities out of the way. What are we drinking? Souls Milwaukee.
Well, Milwaukee is drinking 2 Juice A. Partially because Kendall took my other beer home.
That's okay. You needed a break from it.
This guy was hooked.
You've had the same beer on the show for like the past 6 weeks.
Excuse me, sir. I will never need a break from it. Thank you very much.
It doesn't even matter that you don't fill out your beer journal because you've only had one beer.
Exactly.
You probably didn't even log that one in.
No, he doesn't even know where it is.
It's in my backpack in my room.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. My Scooby-Doo backpack.
Where's your Scooby-Doo backpack?
In the corner next to my bed.
So that pile of crap.
Correctamundo.
So he doesn't know where it is.
No.
No.
Bam!
I believe
I think
J
we-
Mart, Red Baron, and I all have the same
yeah.
thing. Well, you bought these, Red Baron.
Yep.
And we're gonna enjoy them as a St. Patrick's Day celebration.
Exactly.
So do you care to introduce it?
Sure. From Harpoon, the Irish Cream Stout. A stout with natural flavor.
Excuse me. Crap.
Oh, forgive me. It's my accent. Irish Creme Stout. Yeah, it's been aged in Jameson casks. So, very exciting.
St. Patty's Day. That was like accidentally Irish. I didn't mean for it to be.
Speaking
It works.
Check this out.
Poon.
Could
At first I thought he was like holding the can weird.
Pretty cool, right?
you like to explain St. Patrick's Day for you?
It's just any other day.
Don't you hate it?
Well, because people see the red hair, like, oh, you must really love St. Patrick's Day. You know, you big Irishman. Like, no, screw you. I drink as much as I want any day of the week. But,
I don't need a holiday.
That's the
for
most
that.
Irish thing I've ever heard.
It's like my disdain for New Year's.
very similar. Very similar.
Yeah, but see, he has a legitimate reason to dislike St. Patrick's Day because people stereotype him thinking he likes it. You just
People
have...
stereotype me. thinking I
No,
like
stop. You have an illogical hate for New Year's.
Because it's stupid.
Wait, what do they stereotype you for what?
Liking it.
This guy's a big party animal. You can
Just
tell
look
just
at him.
by looking at him.
So, do you have a toast of excellence?
I do. My toast of excellence is to Blake Bortles. He's now a member of the Los Angeles Rams.
Wow, so he's a backup.
That's right, sir.
That's impressive.
Golf's going down early. He's going to take over, go to the Super Bowl, get a big contract, and suck ass.
We're going to be
So
awaiting,
the Foles route?
Yep.
waiting Mike Mock any moment, so just don't be startled when that horrible noise starts beeping. I'm just going to go
Where is
real
he?
quick. He'll be any second now.
Where is he?
Just today's my mother's birthday, so I was giving
Oh,
my toast. Come on,
God.
you know she's nice. She let
Hey,
us
it's
use
his
the
mother's
basement.
birthday.
Hey,
It's not even your real mom.
Hey, don't
Even
talk
my
about
real-
his mother like that. It's his mother's birthday.
It's not even your real mom.
Come on, you hanging with Bob Thermopoulos? You know?
Oh,
Hey,
not
dude.
that guy.
Tell your mother 2 pick souls I said happy birthday.
I won't.
Why
I won't,
not?
because Toothpick Souls is a bad man.
That's my alter ego, my friends.
You have like 9 of them.
He's the best one.
He's the only one you remember every week.
That's right.
Which
And today it's Milwaukee.
is like a like a more homosexual version of another persona. So now we're getting bipolar personalities for your bipolar personalities.
Anyways, I'm gonna crack my beer.
No, you're not.
Nope.
I said soon.
I'm getting pretty good at this nope thing.
So is that your toast to excellence?
It is. It is. It's just
J-Mart?
one of those things.
You know, who the hell? Oh, mine's to a guy that I don't even care for, but Mario Hezonja for blocking LeBron James, his game winner against the Knicks, even though we're supposed to tank. It felt good to watch that happen.
Did you see the thing someone posted today that like LeBron let Hezonja block his shot? LeBron could score at any time if he wanted to. He's doing it to tank to help the team.
Yeah, it's a joke. He's destroyed that team.
He has. I agree. Mine is to. I had one. I forgot what it was. Well, one of them's to this cool like girly Jaeger bracelet I found today at work.
Nice.
I'm wearing it. It's got little balls hanging from it. Big fan.
There's
I'm gonna-
to that phone.
I think I'm gonna do one of those like. Yeah, Kyle and I also found like a Metro PCS like Samsung BlackBerry knockoff under the seat of one of my under one of my car seats, and it's not mine. I don't know how it got there.
You've been bugged.
I think so.
The feds.
Kyle thinks that that's how they track me. Like that's the GPS they put in my car is an old track phone.
If that's true, they got really bad. Like,
Well, see, the thing is, if that's true, because I took it out of the car, I'd be fired for tampering. Legal tampering period's over. So.
yeah.
And then I forgot what it was. Oh well, not that important.
To me, right?
No, yours was last week for the best PB&J I've ever had.
It should always be me.
Nope. Mine's the J-Mart. Happy birthday.
Hey, thank you.
It was his birthday on
Old. And,
Friday. Friday.
oh yeah.
Welcome to lack of parental insurance.
Yep.
Kendall, you're next on that train. Everybody else on the show is on. Oh no, not Kyle yet. Well,
Indeed.
See that shit grit? Don't worry, Kyle. You're leaving the score.
Oh, there he is.
great.
Let it go to voicemail. Oh, what?
Mike Mack, can you hear us?
Do I have to put the headphones on to hear him?
Yo.
Hey, we hear you.
Can you see me?
I can see you. It's kind of blurry.
We're joined by Machcine washable.
I'll have to go in the other room, but at least you know it works.
Oh, that is the greatest.
It's nice at our end. Really buffered out.
You kind of look like a thumb. Can you hear us?
You can hear us, right? There's a delay.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, he's over in the Czech Republic.
No, Czechoslovakia.
All right, so I'll call you back in what? 45 minutes?
We're on now.
Are you?
Yeah. 8:15 America time.
No, not American time.
All right, hold on.
All right. No test here. We go in.
Well, I guess we wait for this connection to get better. We can open our beers.
Yes.
It's a nice tour of the place he's at now.
Mike, what kind of beer you drinking, my friend?
Hold on.
You hold on me. I know where you sleep when you come back here.
If he comes back here. Yeah, we're trying a new thing here at GSWD where we're going to start doing field reporting. So Machcine's actually going to be our soccer correspondent for the European leagues. He's going to be out there for 14 years. I thought Kendall would laugh at that.
I thought it was funny. Sorry. Just want to get our Facebook going and all that fun stuff. Hopefully we can hold a stream this week.
All right.
No, that's much better. I can see
What's
you.
that?
There
Hey,
he is.
welcome to the show, Machcine Washable.
Whoa. Is that Jeffrey?
Oh yeah.
What's going on?
Not much. You should have got AirPods, you cheap bastard.
Well, the show's not making money yet.
No, it is.
Says you.
Kendall pockets everything we make.
I go to establishments in downtown New Haven.
All of our income goes directly into the Miller High Life company.
I'm trying to pull up the Facebook video so I can see you guys.
Facebook is just up. I'm going to get YouTube going right now.
All right, well,
Yeah, you're slacking.
I know.
these two are getting all that stuff going. So we'll kind of, I believe that the Red Baron has prepared kind of like discussion type
Yeah, a couple
questions
things I'd like
throughout the
to.
show. But We also have these game day like a captain March Madness brackets.
Big
that I
fan
had-
of those.
They had them made up for the show. I have one for Machcine as well. He sent me his bracket. I'm going to fill it in on this one because he's the captain, so he has to have a captain.
This is true.
He's the captain of all household appliances. So you guys can fill these out at your leisure during the show, and we'll kind of like discuss them in the third hour. It'll be like our last thing. So, Kyle, like you did in summer school, take one and pass it down.
Not just me.
I was there with him.
Jeff should have been.
I didn't qualify for summer school.
How do you not qualify for summer school?
You know, I didn't think it was possible either, but apparently you have to actually
so this is a
fail
problem.
good enough.
Rebecca's not here for me to pass this to Kendall.
I'll get up and get it. Just
No,
One
you
moment.
just send it.
I,
Don't do
Jeff, don't feel bad. I used to have to do good enough on finals to qualify for summer school.
that. Yeah, I had gone up to it was Mrs. Roberts or Miss Perone and asked her what I needed on the final, and she told me not to come to the final.
oh, that was my fault.
You know, Jeff,
Also
I've
my
had
fault.
something I need to give to you for weeks, and you show up when I'm gone.
You know, easy come, easy go.
We are now up on YouTube and Facebook, so gentlemen, please share those links when you get the chance.
Watch your mouth.
Thank you, Riddler. I like this a lot.
Shut up.
We got to fill Machcine's out during the show at some point. He sent it to me. So the only disclaimer is I had to like scribble out. You'll see, I just switched the South and the West on the bottoms. The guy that made it obviously has never watched college basketball, didn't really understand. So while the rest of the world would have had like Duke coming out of the East, your bracket would have had him coming out of like Mexico. So I had to fix a couple things.
Those are like the same thing.
That's true. But while we have Machcine on, I think this would be a good time to do the first part of our GSWD bracket. Everybody excited?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The Getting Sports with Drunk beer bracket. 68 beers. They're all Miller High Life. No. So there's 68.
So we all lose.
So there's 68 beers. I tried to break it down, like, by the way the brackets work. So I have, like, breweries from the East, the South, the Midwest, and the West. So, like, I used, like, import houses. So, like, Chicago is where all the Corona is imported and stuff. So, like, I made that a Midwest beer. Nothing says tornado like a nice Corona Modelo. So
Like a fine cerveza.
yeah, most of these are like domestic type brews. I incorporated a couple craft beers, but I just like our craft beer spectrum is kind of all over the place, so I didn't want to like confuse it. It's weird looking up at the screen to see somebody. Are you having fun in the check?
Yeah, we're having a good time.
How was that 2-liter bottle of beer?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and get some back. They're
Hit it.
heavy. That's the problem.
Nah, shove them up your bum.
Yeah.
But so yeah, we're gonna do the first round. So the rules are, if you've had both beers, just pick the one you like the most. If you had one but you haven't had the other, you automatically have to vote for the one you've had. If you've had neither, just pick one. But everyone should have had at least one of these at one point. So we're gonna
souls.
So we'll start with the West. So starting first, we've got Blue Moon versus Molson Canadian. So no, don't write in your brackets. Don't write in your brackets.
Jesus, what seeds are those?
They're not by seed. So it's just like so we got so I need like Blue Moon versus Molson Canadian. So votes. So who are you voting for?
I'm voting for Molson Canadian as an avid Molson.
No, I don't need explanations. Mock.
Blue Moon.
Ooh, Souls.
Blue Moon.
J-Mart.
Molson.
I also vote Molson. All right, Molson wins. Right. All right, and then next is
Is
PB.
gonna like Canada win?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Between that
PBR
and Blue
versus
Moon.
PBR versus Fat Tire from New Belgium.
I don't know what that is, so PBR.
BBR.
Yeah, I'm also going to vote PBR, so it's kind of a formality at this point.
PBR.
And then Red Baron. PBR.
PBR, yes.
All right. Like
Clean
this.
sweep.
Yeah. All right. Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, everybody's first craft beer, versus Tecate. Oh, Jeff's eyebrows are perfect on that one. All right. Sierra Nevada Pale Ale versus Tecate. Souls?
Never had either.
So can you do that later while we're doing this part?
Kyle, you've had the Sierra Nevada.
Have I?
You had it on the show.
Yes.
That might be
then
one of
Sierra-
your nicknames. Sierra Souls.
So Sierra Nevada.
All right.
Sounds like a porn star.
I am also voting Sierra Nevada.
Well, no love for Tecate?
No love for Tecate.
I knew J-Mart was going Tecate.
Pale ale.
All right. I'm going to go Tecate, but the Pale Ale wins. All right. Next up is Coors Extra Gold versus Laguintis IPA.
Oh.
Course, extra gold.
Extra gold.
Extra gold. Come on.
I'm also going Extra Gold.
That's one.
Laguintis.
One disheveled mock right there.
That was good. All right. Ooh, this is a good one. I'd like to see Kyle's reactions on this one. Keystone Light versus Stroh's.
The hell is Stroh's? Keystone Light for the win.
Stroh's is just like Schlitz.
Okay. Again, what the hell is Schlitz?
What's the beer that your grandfather used to drink?
Peels.
It's same stuff.
Peels.
So we're going with,
You going with Keystone Light?
yeah.
All right. Baron?
Keystone.
Stroh's. Anything but Keystone.
Yeah, I'm going Stroh's. Machcine?
We'll go Stroh's.
It threw me off because I heard a laugh come from
Yeah.
the other side of the room, but he wasn't laughing on the
Yeah.
screen.
Someone's playing the video over there. I can hear the echo.
All right, Coors Light versus Keystone Ice.
Ooh,
Coors Light.
Coors.
Coors.
That's a diarrhea battle.
Coors.
Yeah, I gotta go Coors.
Yeah.
All right.
Clean sweep.
And then Coors Banquet Beer versus Dos Equis.
Dos Equis.
I'm going Banquet.
Absolutely the banquet.
Banquet beer.
Dos Equis.
No way. All right, and then the last of the first round out of the West is Colt 45 versus Coors Radler.
Colt 45.
I knew this one would tear Kendall apart because he's all about malt liquor, but he just loves those lemon-flavored Coors Light beers.
Colt.
Colt 45.
Yeah, I'm going Colt. All right, so Kendall, your Coors lose. All right, so that was the first one out of the West. I don't want to do like the whole first round because there's 68 beers, so we'll come back to it in a little bit. Give some breakup. So,
Oh.
Red Baron, do you have a question to pose to us?
I do.
Are you gonna?
As I'm making an absolute mess.
Yeah, what the hell's going on? All I can see are Mock's nostrils and his eyes.
Well, he's got some
there
great,
it is.
He's got some great nostrils.
I had to turn off the video. The Wi-Fi here couldn't handle having both things running.
They have
So I'm just
Wi-Fi
looking
there?
at my. What's that?
They have Wi-Fi there?
Yeah, it's not like a third world country.
Kinda. You had to lay over in a country named after what we eat on Thanksgiving.
Very true.
That's Turkey, by the way.
China? Oh.
I'll tell you what. That's a very big airport that me and Tyler had to like run across.
Oh, I believe it. Don't you have like a 7-hour layover there later?
Coming back, yeah.
You're gonna be tired.
That's gonna suck.
Don't sleep there.
No.
I had a cousin who slept in the Turkish airport, and now he's like a cow.
All right.
Well, while the mass is not here, I figured I have a couple NBA questions.
Ooh, all right.
So,
Shoot.
what bottom seeded team has the best chance to make a deep run in the finals? Either conference. We're talking 5, 6, 7, 8.
So the bottom four.
Bottom 4 from each. If you give me an East and a West Coast and why.
All right. All right.
Would you like me to get the standings up?
I had them up, and then they disappeared on me. So
I like Sacramento,
they're not in it yet.
but they could be.
They're like,
It was just funny, like the immediate, like they could be. Like there was no like thought about it.
They mathematically could take the 8, though, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
I think they're like 7 games behind
it
though.
would take a lot.
Are they 7? I thought they were a lot closer.
It used
So-
to be.
I'm going to go ahead and
Rescind that offer.
get this going while we pull up the standings.
All right, so the bottom 4 in the East
The Knicks aren't there, right?
are Miami, Brooklyn, Detroit, and Boston. And then in the West, it's the Clippers, the Jazz, the Spurs, and the Thunder. So for me, I'm going to say Oklahoma at the 5. Because Paul George playing on another level. Russell Westbrook kind of has that intensity dial up that he likes to do. Defensively, they've gotten a lot better since last year. They have a little bit more depth. And I think Steven Adams is like way more important in the postseason than he is in the regular season. And then I'm actually torn in the East between Brooklyn and Boston because Brooklyn's like they're just hot right now, but they got a lot more competition in the East this year than people thought. But Boston's Boston.
I think I give it to Boston for the East.
And I think I'd give it to Boston too because I don't think Indiana is going to be able to keep this up for much longer. And
not without Victor.
No, great R&B singer. Right, Kyle?
Shout out.
Kyle, why do you seem so depressed over there?
Not.
I feel like you looked at it and you're like, oh man, I can't pick Michigan State to win the whole thing because I'm a Penn State guy.
No, I don't care about that.
Hey, Kyle's loved Michigan State his whole life.
Last night, Kyle told me that he was really upset Georgetown didn't make it.
Yeah, Mac McClung, baby. Anyways,
Ole Miss is taking it all. I heard it here first.
I don't know if Paul showed you guys my bracket, but I wrote in the Shockers.
Yeah, he went balls to the walls on his. I didn't fill yours out yet. I'm going to fill it out by the end of the night.
I like Utah's
Go
chances.
Shockers.
Mostly because between them and to the 5 seed, they can change either way. They could end up going to the 5 or they can go to the 6. But I think they match up very well with Denver if they have to play them at the 7.
Guy's drinking.
Racking up a game, Brenus.
Isn't it like 3 a.m.?
It is 1:30.
So you have a problem.
We've been drinking pretty much nonstop since we got here.
Nice.
Good.
Paul, I told you, my grandmother got us wasted yesterday.
Did she give
That's
you
something
Werthers?
you don't hear often. Like,
No, Jeff. It was. We're sitting there talking because we haven't seen her in a few years, and on the table she just lined up like 12 unopened beers.
I like
She's
her.
like, let's talk.
Beer, Fix-A-Dent, and Werthers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Souls, you were saying?
So I think like Rudy Gobert matches up with Jokic, Mitchell can guard whoever the fuck Denver wants to throw at him, and Favors is big enough to guard Millsap. I think all around Utah is a bad matchup for Denver.
All right.
I mean, they did last year. They played spoiler too.
Nice. True.
So I would. I'm on the fence though because I think OKC is revamped this year compared to last year. I think they have a lot better role players, and they don't have Carmelo Anthony, so that makes them apparently better.
Tell you what, though, my whole answer changes if Oklahoma can jump Portland. I think Portland is one of the more dangerous teams in the whole playoffs. But they're the 4 seed now.
What was the extent of McCollum's injury? He went down bad, right?
Leg, I think, right?
What was the?
Sports Outsider, could you look it up for us? All right, nice confirmation.
Still working on his bracket there, even though he's overweight.
He's an underrated.
Isn't he?
Yeah, but is he out?
He's
or
out
is
for
he
tonight. I don't know for how long.
Day to day.
I have no idea.
We need these answers.
Machine's like having some problems over there.
Beer bracket break. We got to get through the first round this hour.
Oh,
I don't know how long we have. Mark for.
Glad you took the bell away.
I'll probably be here for a little while.
All right, so
I'm catching a second wind
I
here.
hope you fall asleep while on camera. It would be so perfect.
I have a feeling this would be like what the POV would look like from when he fell asleep on this toilet with the wicker basket.
A little more of this.
All right, Souls, do you want to go with the East or the South for the beer bracket?
East.
East, all right. Starting first. All right. Sam Boston Lager versus the Narragansett Del Shandy.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Natagansett Del Shandy, sorry.
Oh, thank you. Didn't understand your accent.
Yeah, I'm from the Czech.
Not a gas.
Very thick.
Shandy.
Natagansett Shandy?
Shandy.
Sam Adams.
Sam Adams. I don't want to break the tie. I hate Shandies.
Kendall, it's up to you to.
I'm a
figure out the
Natagansett
score.
guy.
You also like Coors Radler, so
Yeah, this is true. This is true. And also, even though we're kind of like East Coast people, I'm kind of a Sam Adams whatever. If they want to come and fight me,
Listen.
that's fine.
Sam Adams isn't that good, but Shandy's are terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to rep Natagansett proud.
He's not wrong.
All right. From Pottsville, Pennsylvania, Youngling versus New York's own Magic Hat number 9.
Oh, that's not a fair matchup.
Yingling.
Over
Oh.
Magic Hat?
Yeah.
Wow, I thought Sauce was a dead ringer for
Yeah.
Magic Hat. Have you forgotten what it was?
Remember that time you bought 12 of them at Maple and drank one?
Yeah, it was trash.
I'm gonna go Yingling just for the amount that I've drank.
Mm.
Yingling.
Yingling.
And we all know about Yingling.
Yeah, you drink enough of them, they start to taste like IPAs.
No, that's Yingling Light.
Oh, that's right.
That's only
Drink-
Yingling Lights.
Drink enough Yinglings to start to taste like stouts.
Hey, Mark,
Yes, sir.
did you see that the Yankees just signed Gio Gonzalez?
I did just read that.
Breaking news.
Again, wish that was about 6 years ago.
All right, Genesee Cream Ale versus Labatt's Blue.
Genesee.
Labatt.
Genesee.
Which one's Labatt again?
Labatt's the Canadian beer with a maple leaf on it, the blue.
Oh, Genesee.
Those come in like the 28-pack bottles.
Genesee.
All right, I'm gonna go Labatt's, but it's
It wasn't really an upset, but I had higher hopes.
Dogfish 60-minute.
Dogfish 90 minute.
Nah, I think this is gonna be a clean sweep. Dogfish 60-minute versus Guinness IPA.
Oh, Dogfish.
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 Jeff.
Dogfish.
That Guinness IPA was god awful.
There should only be one Guinness and one Guinness only.
Guinness Blonde.
Blonde.
None.
Get out. All of you.
There's actually a Guinness Blonde in the fridge.
Saved it just for you.
Oh, yes.
All right, Harpoon IPA versus Natagasseret Lager.
Ooh.
Hmm.
It's not a bad...
Natagasseret.
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 Listeners right now are probably so
I'm
pissed. It's
repping-
Narragansett.
I'm repping Natagasseret.
I'm also going to do that. I hate Harpoon. All right, Yingling IPA Light versus Heineken. No,
Heineken.
just the Yingling Light. I was just made the IPA joke. Yingling Light versus Heineken.
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 I don't really like Heineken that much.
But,
But also, I don't like Yingling.
what looks better when you drink it? Think about that nice green bottle. I mean, look
I mean,
behind you.
I guess.
No, I don't want to coerce you into this.
That was
All right,
almost a chorus.
all right. I'll go Heineken.
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't.
gonna
I
go
can't.
Heineken too.
What an
Can't win
idiot.
anyway.
He picked Heineken.
All right, Miller Honey Brown
Oh my.
or Two Roads Road to Ruin.
Road to Ruin.
I'm going Honey Brown. I love the Honey Brown.
I do like the Honey Brown, but I also like Road to Ruin. This is. I have fond memories.
Shit slamming beer versus high percent IPA. Right up Kendall's alley.
I have very fond memories of the Honey Brown back at school. You know, you get a nice plastic picture of it.
Road to Ruin.
I think Honey Brown wins today, just for the sentimental.
Tiebreaker souls.
Road to Orange. I don't know what the hell Honey Brown is.
All right.
I figured he'd say Honey Brown just for the name. I'm really shocked. I thought Kyle was.
Have you
going
had
Honey
Road to
Brown.
Ruin?
Once.
All right. Now he has to pick it then. All right.
Kyle
and then
also probably hated it.
Guinness.
Did.
Guinness versus Amstel Light.
Amstel Light.
He was so firm in his decision.
Well, today at Darsh's, Kyle told the cashier that he hated Guinness because he didn't like coffee. So tells everything you need to know about him.
Whatever it tastes like, it's trash.
I'm
Tastes
going
like chocolate
Guinness.
milk, Kyle.
Doesn't.
I'm going Guinness as well.
Guinness.
Have you had Amstel Light, Kyle? At any point?
Yeah. Long
Yeah,
time
Chris
ago.
liked Amstel Light.
I
Oh,
can't
did
wait
he?
to hear what Jeff votes.
He's seething at Kyle right now.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Guinness is for the weak, bro.
Guinness is for the weak.
Oh my God! It's Mark Angeli. He's coming down the stairs.
Oh man.
You did get a couple good
You
shots.
fucking jerk off.
All right. So we'll do the next one in a couple minutes. But do you have another question to pose?
I do.
Another NBA question?
I do have another NBA question.
I think so. I think Souls has. If I had to pick, I think Souls has UCF winning the whole thing.
He is a big UCF fan.
I don't think he is.
Yeah. Ever since they won the national championship in football last year, Kyle's loved him.
Yeah, no.
All right. This year,
Mhm.
Nuggets or Raptors, what's a better story if the team wins? And you can put historical implications, but, you know.
Nuggets, because they have to get by the fucking Warriors.
Nuggets because they fucked DeMar DeRozan.
Raptors because they'd have to beat the Warriors.
That's true. The Nuggets wouldn't have to beat the Warriors. They probably would, but they wouldn't guaranteed have to. But
Same with the Raptors.
no, if the Raptors, if it's not the Nuggets, it's the Warriors.
Beat them in the finals.
Yeah.
Well, think about the rosters too. Is there anybody like, maybe like a bench player, role player that's of any note that is deserving or not really?
Not unless Vince Carter gets cut and signed by the. Could you imagine if Vince got cut and signed by the Raptors? Hold on. What if Vince got cut and signed by the Raptors and Melo signed with the Nuggets and then we saw Raptors Nuggets finals? I know who Jeff would cheer for, but that would be.
Melo almost signed with Golden State. I was almost a Golden State fan for a year. It would have hurt. It would have hurt. But Isaiah Thomas is a good storyline. I want to see the guy win, but he's not really going to play. He just got taken out of the rotation.
I also think that it would be cooler for Jokic to win over Leonard. Not that, I mean, nothing to do with Leonard already winning it, but like Jokic's just like one of those like kind of like undervalued type of like stars because the big man's just not a valued position anymore. It's not. I mean, like Embiid's different, but really outside of Embiid and Towns, who else do we really like boast about? I mean,
true.
And if they couldn't hit jumpers, would we be as boastful about them in today's NBA? If Embiid and Towns were restricted to only scoring in the paint, would we really be as like infatuated with them as a league, as like a fan base? So
I agree. I want Leonard to win again just because of all the negativity that he's kind of taken over the last few years.
Yeah,
and it's not really.
But Jokic's
his
like
fault.
a European Noah.
Yeah, we don't need any more Noahs though.
Hey, that guy's hitting jumpers and doing finger guns.
That's true.
He's a hairy bastard. Kendall hates him for some reason. I don't understand why.
He's a dirty player. We all know it. You know,
You're thinking of Mr. Zaza Pachulia.
No, we want to make excuses for both these guys. You know, he's a rat. He's a real rat.
You have no evidence to back that up.
I don't, but I have a gut feeling.
Machcine, do you have anything to weigh in?
Nope.
All right. Oh, beer bracket break.
Beer.
It's alliteration. You like it? All right. Red Baron, East or West?
West, please.
West? Oh, where did the West? East or Mid-West?
Mid-West.
All right, Mid-West. All right, starting it off. Ballast Point Sculpin versus Miller High Life.
High Life.
High Life. I never had the other one.
High Life.
High Life. You can't even say Sculpin.
The listeners are livid right now.
You can't say Sculpin. That beer's disgusting.
Yeah, but Miller High Life is terrible.
It isn't.
All of our viewers are like,
And I
"Oh,
won't
these
give
guys
Kendall
are
the
fucking
satisfaction.
cheap."
Well, it's just more, we all
He
drank a lot of shit beer in our day.
He sat in my basement and he brought me High Life recently in the past
I did.
4 months, and he drank it with
For the
me.
1 quarter of basketball you guys watched?
Yeah, we've kind of fallen down on that.
At that time, we were watching whole games.
Oh. All right, next. Miller Genuine Draft versus Modelo.
Oh, MGD.
Oh, just regular Modelo?
No, Modelo Chilada.
Genuine draft.
Kyle, another.
Not from Souls.
All right, so it's a clean sweep on that one. Goose Ipa versus Ice House.
Ice House. Just kidding.
Nice cake matchup there for the goose.
Well, it's a high seed versus low seed type deal.
We're also dealing with Jeff
Goose
and
IPA.
Kendall, so we're not really guaranteed Ice House doesn't win.
See, Goose, Ice House is great, but the diarrhea has just been too awful to save it.
So what are you picking?
Goose.
Goose? I know Mock's picking Goose.
Yeah.
Souls?
Goose.
Goose. I'm also picking Goose.
Just picked Ice House.
I'm going Goose.
Picked Ice House. Don't lie to us.
No, it was like a 51-49 split there. Goose.
Those numbers shouldn't have been, but they were.
Miller Lite versus Founders All Day IPA.
Miller Lite.
You love Miller Lite for some reason. It's gross.
I'm just accustomed to it.
I think I am also going Miller Lite.
Oh, I'm going Founders.
I'm going Miller Lite all day.
Ooh, all
Just
right.
to stick it to Founders.
This one hurts, but Miller Lite. I don't like the all day IPA.
Oh, man.
These guys have shit tasting beer.
Who said that?
Delete that comment.
All right. Reds Apple Ale versus Hams.
Oh,
Hams.
Hams. I followed them on Instagram.
He's their one follower.
Souls?
Hams.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck hams is, but it's got to be better than Reds.
You don't know what hams is. Have you ever had
We had him
Stroh's?
on the show.
All right. Leinenkugel Summer Shandy versus Milwaukee's Best.
Milwaukee's best.
Milwaukee's best.
It should always be Milwaukee's best.
Should we just make Kyle lose?
We have 3 votes. We could do it.
Well, then you guys would be lying to yourself.
You remember what you said about Guinness?
Okay?
Fuck Milwaukee's Best.
It's okay.
I can't pick Leinenkugel, though.
So you
No.
lose, sir.
Leinenkugel.
Milwaukee's.
That a boy. You lose,
They're both
Martin.
terrible, but
All right.
Milwaukee's Best.
Negro Modelo
Yep.
versus Red Dog.
Red Dog.
Ooh.
Shit.
Red Dog.
Red Dog.
Oh, man.
next question.
That one carries very heavy bias in our.
Not for J-Mart. He loves the Negro Modelo.
That's my shoveling beer. Every time I'd have to shovel snow for whatever reason, that was the beer in the fridge.
With the exception of one time at Maple where we drank an 18 rack of Guinness and a 750 of Gentleman's Jack.
My God.
There was Jaeger involved as well.
Yeah, there was a lot of liquor involved that night.
I gotta give it a Red Dog, though.
All right. Corona versus Rolling Rock.
Rolling
Rolling
Rock.
Rock.
Rolling Rock.
Rolling Rock.
Remember that guy, what was his name? Was it Tony?
Tony.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I brought the Corona. We're gonna have a great party. Get out.
Fuck that guy.
Hey, he might be listening.
Good.
Whatever. Fuck you. Fuck
Say
you.
it again so he hears it.
We got a fact coming our way? Or a question, rather?
Yeah,
Fact. Come on. What am I saying?
I don't know.
Alrighty. So, this is kind of a quick one. We could go back to back if you want.
It's not quick if you don't say it.
If you guys had an ideal matchup for the finals on talent alone, what would be that ideal matchup for you guys to see?
Sixers, Warriors.
76ers, Celtics.
No, wait just a damn
All right, so
minute.
Souls, you had Sixers, Warriors. Would you care to
Kyle would be
elaborate?
fearful of that finals.
Because you got 2 of the best starting fives in basketball going head to head. The most talented starting fives.
No, you can't prove that.
I can.
Please continue. I'm just.
That's it. You said off talent alone, they have the most talented starting fives.
Okay. All right. I mean,
Bucks
that's
Warriors.
And we got Mike
Ooh.
Scott.
Bucks Warriors. Mike Scott took a sip of some Henny in the crowd the other day. New Henny God.
fine. And Riddler, you had Celtics, Warriors, or was that just a?
No, I said Celtics, Sixers.
Oh.
Jeez, I'm surprised Kyle didn't throw the private stock at him.
Who?
Jeff, would you care to hold up the replacement stock
He wasn't serious.
for
I
the,
kind of
for
want.
the audience?
I kind of want like Miami.
There it is.
Off talent though?
What is it? I can't see the
You
video.
said wait. You said
Oh.
You said like my dream matchup.
No, he said off talent.
Well,
Oh, what would be like the most interesting to watch?
like the ideal, like going off the 8 teams each going in when it comes to final time, what would be the ideal like, on talent or just like what's the best matchup you could picture?
I'm pretty sure you said just off talent.
Well, it kind of goes hand in hand in a lot of ways. I mean,
Would you not want you don't want the third best team and the first best team. You want
I mean, Kyle, in your
the
opinion,
2 best teams.
in your opinion, you feel that the Warriors Sixers would be the best matchup. I feel no matter what, you feel like that's what you're going to say,
Yeah.
and that's fine. It's your opinion, and it's not wrong.
Portland and Toronto.
Well,
So is it Roy?
Portland, Toronto.
Shut up, check.
Portland, Toronto. Now, why do you say that?
I just think it's a little bit more in. I don't know. I like the intriguing factor, like where everyone's kind of like their best is like where the other team is at their weakest.
All right.
Like I mean, like Dame's superior to Lowry. McCollum is who plays the 2 for Toronto. Is it Danny Green? I think McCollum is superior to Danny Green offensively. Danny Green's better defensively. Kawhi is better than whatever. And then the Raptors have it down low. I mean, not that what's his face, Nurkic, right? Nurkic's no slouch, but I think Ibaka's better. Just off of pure passion. I just think it would be interesting. I think there would be a lot of fistfights. I think it would be a very physical battle. I think it would have a lot of potential to be a lot of 95, 98 final scores, which that's exciting in basketball for me
Yeah.
at least.
J-Mart, did you have one?
I want to see Celtics Warriors just to see Kyrie against the Warriors without LeBron. I think if he wants to cement himself as, a top 3, if not best point guard, he has to do it without LeBron. And because he beat him. He had that dagger when the one time out of like the 7 that they beat the Warriors. But
Sure.
do it again in green.
All right.
What about you?
I can't watch another Boston team win a championship this year. Can't do it.
Why not? Come on, the Bruins too.
And then McGregor will fucking win. Watch.
And then Judge to the Red Sox for international cash.
Yuck.
He'd look really bad in a Red Sox uniform, though. Like I just can't picture. Yeah, like imagine it's like saying
he gets traded there. He immediately grows out the Johnny Damon hair.
He'd look ridiculous.
Just a 6'6" homeless man. Do you have one, Red Baron?
This is kind of going off. I want to see Denver play, but it's really just kind of out of like a preference for the city more than the team. I don't know.
So it's not Houston anymore.
I'm a
it's
homer
Denver now.
Well, it's always Houston, but Denver. It's
the Flacco colors are finally coming out.
I got my jersey in the mail.
I believe you.
The alternate.
No, you definitely ordered a custom Pro Bowl one
before he's even in the last year's Pro Bowl.
Oh, beer break. I know J-Mart loves the bell.
I do. That's why it's over there.
All right, so we have the
Otherwise, I'd hit it.
last of the first rounds. We're going south now. All right, Budweiser versus Busch Light.
Bush.
Budweiser.
You know what? We're talking Busch Light. Budweiser.
Yeah.
If it was Busch.
Budweiser.
You guys are wrong.
Busch is superior than Busch
All
Light.
right, Stella Artois versus Abita Purple Haze.
I don't know what any of those are.
We're going with Stella Artois.
Now, for those of you, you might recognize it more off the packaging. The Abita Purple Haze is the Jimi Hendrix beer.
Yeah.
I'm going with that.
Terrible.
I feel like
You
a lot
never
of
had Stella?
You like Heineken?
Yeah.
I think you'd like Stella.
Purple haze.
All right.
I'm going Stella, but I feel like a lot of people have actually had the Purple Haze and forgot about it immediately.
They put some in a haze.
Stella.
Yeah, I'm going Stella.
The Purple Haze is not a
That
memorable
purple-
beer.
It's horrible.
All right, Natural Light or Shock Top?
Natural
Shock top.
Light.
Shock top.
Natural Light.
Shock top.
Natty.
Shock top.
Natty Light.
Shock top.
It surprises me, Kyle, that you didn't pick the Magic Hat. Still. You were,
He has, no
response-
comment. All right, Beck's Sapphire or
Classic.
Bud Light Platinum?
Oh, Beck's is such a Lenny beer.
Bex.
Platinum.
I'm going to go with
Platinum.
Beck's.
Oh, man, I'm the tiebreaker. I'm going Beck's.
Now, hold on. Before you finalize that vote, Bud Light Platinum is the one that made Kyle throw up on his own shoes.
I wasn't there for that, though.
But
We're
like platinum.
funneling in-
Oh.
The only memory I have of Bud Light Platinum is buying Pat Donovan a 12-pack and watching him drink one while we played
Yep.
GTA.
I remember that. I got to witness next to Jeff's pool. It was us three, Pat, Jeff, and I drinking, and Pat just dropped a Platinum on the side of the pool. It shattered all over the place.
Yep.
Did you get shit for that?
Yep.
All right, Bud
Anything
Light.
that happened, I just.
Bud Light versus Bud Ice.
Bud
But-
Light.
Bud Light.
Ooh.
Ice has killed me.
Bud Light.
Machcine?
Bud Light.
Yeah, Bud Light.
Dilly
Bud Light.
dilly.
Here's the thing. As shitty as it is, it's still a great crushing beer. You can
Yeah.
drink about
Right.
1,000 of them. All right, Natural Ice or O'Doul's?
Natty Ice.
Yeah, I got to give it a Natty Ice.
Machcine?
O'Doul's is stupid.
Wait, are these both non-alcoholic? Did you say the other one was the...
No. Natty Ice.
Oh, duels.
Oh,
Did we lose Mark? There he is.
he's picking his nose.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, a little scratch.
Hey, take your shirt off. I mean,
Would you say Natty Ice or O'Doul's?
Natty Ice.
All right.
Good freeze game right there.
Michelob Ultra or Landshark?
Land Shark.
God,
Ooh.
that's awful.
Michelob Ultra. Just It's bad, but Land Shark is just something about it that's worse.
Well, Land Shark's like Corona, but like with sand and urine.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it.
Yeah, that kind of ups its value, but I'm still going with Mick Ultra.
I think I'm going McUltra
Land
too.
Shark is like a craft Corona, if that's possible.
It's like polishing your garbage.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mock, are you going Ultra as
they're
well?
both so terrible.
Yeah, but think of the calories you're saving.
Mick,
You know,
Mick Ultra.
my grandfather used to drink Michelob Ultra to help with his kidney stones. That was the entire purpose of Michelob Ultra.
No, Jeff and I had kidney stones because we drank too much iced tea.
They're healthy.
All right. Last, but certainly not least. Sorry. Save this one. All right.
Oh, now?
Natty Daddy
Oh.
versus Bush.
Bush.
Oh.
Bush.
I gotta give it a Bush. Almost any other time, that'd probably be a closer matchup, but
Put it up
Bush.
against the firepower of Bush.
We're down to the Thunderous 32. NCAA never coined it. We did.
Right.
After the Thunderous 32 is the Sweet 16. They should call it that. Maybe the Elite 8.
What do they call it?
The fucking 4.
They call it round of 32.
Boo.
It's real creative.
They should call it like the Thirsty 32. And they all have to drink beer during the
Get them
game.
all real drunk.
I like it.
That'd be great. You got another question before we go to break?
I
And
do.
the 18-year-olds have to drink a lot of milk, so they throw up instead.
Nesquik strawberry milk. No. They have to snort Ovaltine powder. And then drink milk.
Line it up.
Ooh, imagine that.
Mm.
Bubbles in your... Never mind. All right. If Golden State goes on next year and suck, and it's kind of like irreparable moving forward, where do they match up against like great NBA squads we've kind of witnessed?
So like you're saying like this year's the end of their dynasty.
Yeah, if next
Do
year...
they win it this year?
Let's say they go and don't win.
So they go to the finals and lose.
Yeah. In 7. And the next year, they just absolutely shit the bed.
I mean, I think they're below the Bulls teams, like dynasty type of thing, because they won 6 and 8, and they won all 6 of them. I think they're below the Lakers 3-peat.
They're below Bill Russell.
Yeah, they're below Bill Russell. They're below the Lakers in the 70s. I think that
they're solidified at the 4 spot.
no, because I
This
think
dynasty.
no, I say 5 because even though they did it consistently, it was a 5-year span, and that was it. Whereas San Antonio was in the Western Conference Finals for like a decade straight.
Yeah, I mean,
Like San Antonio wasn't in the finals every year, but until they lost to LeBron and the Heat, they were undefeated in the finals.
They kept the same team together.
Since the Twin Towers went to the finals, they kind of like were Western Conference bound almost every year.
I'd put them neck and neck with the Spurs at
They-
the
like-
fourth
Like
best
4A and
dynasty
4B.
of all time.
That's where I would have to put them.
All right. I guess these teams didn't really win a lot, but like I guess take away like the Bulls and Michael Jordan and all that. Like, what about like stuff that we've seen in our time, like with the Celtics and
No, the only thing in our time, the only thing that they can compete with is that Spurs team and the Lakers 3-peat.
yeah.
The Celtics were just one and done. They won one championship and they didn't go back.
There's really nothing. If we're talking like our era in our 20s, they're probably the best thing we've seen.
Yeah.
Because the Spurs, it's tough for me to pick them or the Spurs because we don't know how if they
It would've
continue
been-
what they're doing, they're going to take over that spot over the Spurs.
It would have been the Lakers had they been more championship contending caliber in the mid 2000s. But between Kobe and Shaq and Kobe and Pau, there was kind of like a gray area
Yeah.
of like not bad, but not NBA Finals
Well, I mean,
caliber
they had
teams.
Shannon Brown too.
That's true, and Kwame Brown.
He was good for a couple of years.
Yeah, they also went and got Dwight Howard and Steve Nash.
Yeah, I mean they couldn't make it to the finals because honestly, at the end of the day, what did you expect Kobe to do? Pass to Kwame Brown?
I like what you did there.
Yeah, thanks. Kyle would pass to
The
Kwame
simple
Brown.
minds don't understand.
So-
Kwame Brown is the GOAT.
He's a Big 3 legend so far.
There's some new signings for the Big Three. Forgot to mention that. That was a big deal.
We gotta go. We should do a remote at a Big 3.
We should go to Big 3 Brooklyn this year.
Think
I'm all about it. They added 4 new teams this year, too. The Ants.
Mellow.
Did they really?
Yeah, they have the Killer Ants.
That's awesome.
Killer
That's my
ants.
new favorite team.
You can't do that. Yours was the Ghost Ballers.
No.
Yeah, because you said you were.
Is Gilbert Arenas playing?
Yes.
Really?
He's in the draft this year.
He'll go to the Killer Ants because never mind.
Because he has an exoskeleton, that's why.
He's gonna go join Coutinho Mobley.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right, so the new teams are... Oh, it's actually called the Bivouac, which is like a type of killer ant. The Enemies, very Slim Shady looking logo. The Triplets and the Aliens.
I like the triplets. Their jersey better be
The
three
illegal aliens now.
And then
Whoa, guy.
recently we've got... they post them like this with the player and splash alert. So because they've jumped into the draft pool. Yeah, they're private stock central over there. But in the past 48 hours, we've had Ronnie Brewer declare for the draft. Brandon Rush.
Ooh, wasn't that guy on a team? Oh, wait, he sucked.
Mario Chalmers.
Oh, the Roman
Roman
Candle.
Candle.
Yeah.
Josh Smith.
Ooh.
He's definitely going to that killer ant
He'll
spot.
dominate. I guarantee
Joe
it.
Johnson.
Joey Jesus. I'm excited.
Al Jefferson.
There's one name I want to hear.
Oh, you're talking about Dusan Balut.
Nope, not
Nope,
that guy. Hard
Omar
pass.
Ashik.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. He was so excited.
The white mamba's already there.
Stromile Swift.
Where's he? Yep, that's the guy right there. Big Stro. That's my dude, man.
Julian Wright. And then these are dating back a little bit, but we'll still do it. Franklin Session.
I don't know him.
Mike Taylor.
He played in every sport somewhere.
Rodney Carney. Charlie Bell.
Glenn?
Sean Williams.
He also played in every sport.
Craig Smith.
Oh, he did as well. These are those
Johan
generic names.
Petro.
He also did.
Johan Petro sucked. I remember the Knicks guy. He's like this big 7-foot dude that couldn't hit a layup.
Half of these guys were Knicks.
Everyone was a Knick. And you know what's funny about the Knicks is they say like once a Knick, always a Knick. So like literally everyone in the NBA besides LeBron and Durant are Knicks technically.
Greg Oden.
Dude, you know what would be funny but not funny? It'd be kind of heartbreaking if you got hurt.
Eddie House.
Eddie House is the single greatest point
Is that
guard
Kendall clapping?
Yeah.
the NBA has ever seen.
Perry Jones III.
I like him.
Carlos Arroyo.
Gross.
What? You don't
And
like
then
Royal?
the the three big ones in my opinion. Coke sniffing Lamar Odom. Ex-Knick / Chicago Bull. Eddie Curry.
Oh God, is he gonna be healthy enough?
And Gilbert Arenas.
Yeah, man.
Don't forget about
Gilly.
Steve Blake,
It's
guys.
Gilly Gats.
Steve Blake is doing this.
Listen. Steve Blake was a hard motherfucker.
He's joining
All right,
Bibby
that
squad.
dude fought anyone on site, which is hilarious. Just you look at him and you're like, oh, that's a substitute teacher. He would throw hands with anyone.
Well, maybe it depends on where he substitutes that.
Except Ron Artest. Pardon me?
Meta World
Peace.
Peace.
What?
Also in the Big Three.
What a great guy. Is he?
Oh, God, he's here. Watch out, watch out, watch out.
All right, so let's go to break. When we come back, we will do our Thirsty 32 matchup for one of them. Yeah.
Give me that.
Okay. And then we got some more questions and stuff. Hopefully Machcine's still available. And we'll be back shortly.
I'm going to try.
All right.
And now, back to Getting Sports with Drunk on the PPRN Radio Network.
Welcome back to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by...
Nope.
There you go. Is Machcine coming back?
Yes, he's got to call back. I don't know what happened, but...
Did you tell him that?
Yeah.
Did you text him that?
I did. I'm going to text him again.
So I guess I'll wait then for the first round of the Thirsty 32, see if he comes back in. But Souls, you wanted to talk about our MLB draft you put together.
Oh, yeah. So,
Yeah, I forgot I brought that up.
Yeah, good idea there. Bob.
on Thursday night, It was kind of thrown together.
Last Thursday night.
Yeah.
Past tense.
We did a fantasy draft for baseball, and I don't think any of us liked our team besides
like my
Rebecca.
team.
Whoa. I love my
I
team
like
because
my
I
team a
drafted
lot.
people I liked. I got Bartolo Colon.
Skill level wise on that.
I like my team.
I don't
a
know
lot,
who's
except
good.
for Trevor Story.
Here's the thing. I don't really know. Like, I know who's good, but, for me, when you're good at football and when you're good at basketball, those are good people to get for fantasy. But, Adam Engel for the White Sox is not a good fantasy outfielder. He's amazing defensively, but he can't bat worth the shit.
No one drafted Trey Mancini, huh?
I like my pitching. I've got Syndergaard, Strasburg, Price, Hamels, and Keuchel. I'm assuming Keuchel's going to sign somewhere, right, by the time the season starts?
I hope so.
Well, if not, I've got Arrieta and Carlos Rodon.
No one got Pujols.
He's done.
No, but I got Bartolo Colon.
You know,
I don't hate my
I
team.
saw
I mean, I like my team, talent-wise. My infield's Freddie Freeman, Javier Baez, I think it's Javier, Nolan Arenado, and Xander Bogaerts. And my outfield is, Dustin Dahl, Wesley Merrifield, and Will Myers.
Wesley.
David Dahl?
It just says D Dahl, so I gave it Dustin.
David Deal.
And then my catcher is Contreras. I got Profar. I got Brandon Nimmo because I thought Kendall would want him.
I'll trade you. I actually most of my team
No,
I drafted.
I didn't draft it to trade.
Oh.
I mean, I will trade with you, but I drafted it to spite you.
I understand.
Because I know you were telling Rebecca who to draft to
No,
spite Kyle and me.
I didn't.
Yeah. I also got Adam Eaton, and then I auto drafted Billy Hamilton.
Fucking hate my
Listen,
team.
Rebecca only knows players that we talk about, so it's actually our fault because we mentioned those guys a lot.
I have quite a few Phillies.
I also
As
have quite a
do
few.
I drafted to trade
I have
souls.
Nick Pivetta.
You.
Anybody?
Yeah, I didn't draft him.
I thought. Oh, I did. Yeah. All my utility guys are Abreu and D. Gordon.
D. Gordon's a good pick.
Yeah, it auto drafted me fucking Cervelli, who's actually good fantasy wise, but
Look, I will do a combo package of Nimmo and Cologne to you, Kendall.
What do you want?
Better parking.
All right, that can be arranged.
I hate Machado, but
By George, I have him.
It was weird. I didn't pick a good catcher. I don't even know if this guy's even going to be in the majors.
I'll give you Nimmo for Castillo.
Francisco
We'll do a
Mejia.
team swap.
I have a sort of a trade with Kyle that I think we got to redo. Right?
It's in the works.
Can
Does
we
it
do
involve
a 3-team?
Wellington Castillo?
He wanted him, but I don't know if he still does.
I just need a fucking catcher.
He needs a catcher, but I'll take best offer.
Buster Posey for your best player. Come on, he's gonna stay healthy.
What about
They're not gonna
DeGrom for
move him to
Nola?
first base in the middle of the season.
What?
DeGrom for Nola.
Yeah, we already talked about it.
That's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
work out.
better idea. Pivetta for Nola. or fucking.
So, I mean,
I'm sorry.
we'll do. I'm going to do Mock and the Masses team. I think Rita did a team too, right? And then our buddy Logan.
Yes.
So let's see. Let's go through Mock's team. Notable players: Scooter Jeanette, Carlos Correa, Juan Soto, Mookie Betts, Aaron Judge. He has Josh Donaldson in the utility spot.
Mookie Betts is
he got-
dominant.
You got Severino, Bauer, and Happ for pitching. And then he's got Jansen as a relief pitcher.
I thought I drafted him. Then I realized I didn't, round.
He drafted
Chris.
Casey.
The Mass has got Chris Bryant and Rizzo, Gary Sanchez, Yelich,
Yuck.
Benintendi. He's got Puig. He's got Puig. He also has Moustakas. And then he's got
Stockala.
He's got a pretty nice pitching now. He's got Scherzer, Kluber, Tanaka, and Mikolas.
Except for Tanaka. Mikolas is going to be good this year.
Yeah, well,
Sorry.
he also has Hand.
Brad Hand, baby.
Hand?
Yeah, I had a teacher in high school named Larry Foote. That's not
Southpaw.
a joke. His real name was Larry Foote.
That man was a linebacker.
And then
He's a
Rebecca's got Realmuto, who's overrated. She reached.
Go fuck yourself, bud.
is overrated.
No, but she has Stanton, Conforto, and Trout.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
She has Stanton, Conforto, and Trout.
I was gonna take Harper saying, and then I.
But you didn't. You didn't get.
She also
either
has
of them.
Turner and Votto. She hit a lot of home runs.
Yeah.
Hey, it doesn't matter. Phil's
Her
in
pitching,
foe.
though, not too shabby. She's got Bumgarner and Verlander. She also picked Zach Wheeler.
You know, she said when she was drafting, she goes, "Is Verlander still on the Red Sox?"
So she's doing private talk. Ugh, I almost choked on myself.
Wait, so he's not?
He is. I'm sorry. I just didn't want to make you nervous.
So, Souls, you don't think anybody's happy with their team?
Rebecca's probably pretty happy with her team.
Listen, I'm
Rebecca's just happy to be involved.
I'm happy.
Yes.
I just don't want Trevor Story as my starting shortstop.
Dude, you got him like in the second round.
It wasn't even the second round. It was like the fourth round, and it was a reach because my phone timed out.
He was
while
like
I
the
at
sixth
bar.
person on the board.
Who has Wilson Ramos?
Chris was gonna take him because I needed a catcher. He took him right before I took Francisco. Murray.
catcher, and he's
in the minors.
My squad is Mejia, Goldschmidt, Glaber Torres, Miguel Andujar, Francisco Lindor,
Big Yankees fan next to me.
Reese,
Long time
Reese
Yankees
Hoskins, Starlin Marte.
You don't even have the best Phillies players.
Yeah.
We do.
Odubel Herrera, Gene Segura, Jonathan Villar,
It's John Segura.
Devers, Matt Olson, who will be playing in Japan in a couple days.
I
I might pick up Ichiro just to play him for the 2 games.
No, you won't. You'll forget.
Yeah, probably.
It's like 2 weeks from
Max Muncy.
I almost picked him.
now.
Yeah.
You didn't.
Mancada and
but I
Buxton.
didn't.
Buxton.
Oh, boy.
also
and,
playing in Korea this year.
I take pride in my pitching now. DeGrom, Sale, Jack Flaherty, Jeff's boy, Chris Archer.
He's not my boy.
He will be. Aaron Sanchez.
He won't. He'll be traded.
Rossell
Yeah,
Glacius.
you say that until Harper hits a line drive back into DeGrom's chest, then he goes to check on him and trips and takes a cleat to the eye.
Hey, did Buxton play for the Yard Goats, or am I thinking of somebody else?
Take somebody else.
You think of Lasting's Millage?
Rossell Glacius, Corey Neville, Andrew Miller, Marcus Stroman, and Sonny Gray.
Wait, the guy who sung Hero? Or that fat guy that does stand-up?
Fat guy, I guess, yeah. He's not fat, though. He's
big.
He's fucking huge.
he's back.
Kidding. Sports drunk.
Oh, we back.
We've been back.
We just announced your MLB fantasy team.
Oh,
Trash.
yeah, that draft did not go well.
Mark called me immediately after and said everybody that he wanted, Rebecca took.
Dude, Rebecca was shafting me in that draft, man.
She does that to Kendall.
That's because she was getting shafted during the draft.
We call it
Well-
longboarding. Dumb joke. Don't know what I meant.
All right. Oh, for your bracket break, now that Mock's back.
Bro, you know what though? I have something to announce.
Oh, we gotta do a private
Mock
slot.
can't do this, unfortunately, but we could hold it up to the screen and just have you tilt your head back. We're gonna do an around the horn since this hasn't been touched by anyone but me.
Just think of how many he's going to be due when he comes back.
We'll have to make you
I'm
another
sorry.
full.
Has Jeff gotten caught up?
I don't know if you know this, but Jeff has a handle of bottom shelf Canadian whiskey he's been drinking all night. And he's got some Crown Peach. He also had to let Kyle put a shirt over his head for 45 seconds.
Oof.
Oh my god.
Did it burn all your hair off?
God, what is in that?
I made that today.
Is there
Wait,
Johnny
that's
Walker?
not just Canadian house?
No, that's
Oh,
a
you-
private stock.
Oh my god! So there's a lot of Henny in there because of the color.
It's a half
I think.
pint.
I got immediately colder.
I got immediately colder. So you made this? I
I
thought
made
this
that.
was just the Canada house.
No.
Oh my god! I took a smell and I could taste what I had for lunch 6 weeks ago.
Rocket fuel.
It's pretty good.
I did my best to. Everything is evenly proportioned of our collection that you got.
Did
I
you
actually
also get colder?
No, I didn't get a taste. It doesn't taste like anything. I mean, I took a swig, but like
Take a
it
bigger
just-
one.
No, I kind of was. I took a big swig, but it was
Take a
like
bigger one.
it was bland and then it burned. it was like I drank rubbing alcohol.
Kendall, speaking of that, it's coming back. Coming around soon.
Nah.
All right, Soul Scotch, ready?
Nope.
That's true. I'll tell you, if that thing opened up, what a mess
Yeah, for you.
All right, what are we doing?
for you.
I'm out.
J-Mart, pick. East, South, Midwest, or West?
So,
We gonna go with the East, man.
The East Main? All right. So in the Thirsty 32, we have starting off Natagasseret versus Yingling.
Natagasseret.
That gasser.
Super duper double citra.
No. This is only for
Yingling.
beers.
Wow, Yingling.
I'm not participating until you take that back.
Just participate. We'll take it. We'll discuss it off the air.
The Ling.
Oh God, no, not a gas rate.
The Ling.
Ooh, that was a 7-game series there now.
Oh, man.
Genesee Cream versus Dogfish 60 Minute.
I gotta get the Dogfish. I have a big thing against Genesee.
Genesee.
He said
Since when?
He
Since
only,
always.
he
I've always
only
hated-
said
No,
that
he just
because
hates
you
Genesee
said
Cream.
that.
He loves Genesee Ice.
I gotta go dogfish though. I'm fishing for dogs.
Woof woof.
With my dogs.
Fishing for bass.
Come on, dude. You gotta make a fish noise, not a dog noise.
Oh, fish for bass, motherfucker.
All right.
Dogfish.
Oh, actually, so I messed up. That Yingling one, that was Natagaster Shandy that we voted. to
Oh.
win.
Well, it was an upset, you know.
So moving on, Natagaster Lager versus Heineken.
Oh,
Natagaster.
Natagaster.
Say
Henneken.
Natagaster.
I win.
Heineken. I knew you were gonna say it.
Wow, we voted the Shandy through twice. That's awful.
That's your
All
real
right.
upset right there.
That was like a referee sports bet.
That's our
Two
Cinderella story right now.
Two Roads Road to Ruin or Guinness?
Uh-oh.
Two roads. The two roads one, please.
Guinness.
For 500.
Guinness.
Gotta give it Guinness.
I feel like Guinness is just gonna win because you guys are all homers.
That's not true. You wait till the high life gets lit.
Hold on.
Get at me.
Kyle's calling people.
I
homers.
can't hear you all the way over there and check.
Machcine,
Cal, you love Bryce Harper.
Machcine,
now,
did
yeah?
you vote Guinness?
I do. I bought it.
So you're a homer. He bought Bryce Harper's jersey and he called you a homer.
We all know that.
You got drunk on the show and bought it.
Shit.
Couple last week. I think.
Drunk on the show.
Did you vote Guinness, Machine?
What's gonna happen?
Guinness,
That's my
yeah.
boy.
All right.
You're
We'll just
right,
do,
brother.
we're just gonna
Forget
do the midweeks as well,
That's
and then
your
we'll
small,
discuss that way we can break it up. All right. So Miller High Life versus Miller Genuine Draft.
High life.
High
Miller
Life.
genuine draft.
Ooh. Drift.
Oh, we got two for MGD. Oh, we got the High Life vote.
Well, highlights going through.
God, we don't know. People will turn on me when it gets late in the game.
Goose IPA or Miller Lite?
Miller Lite. Just kidding. Goose IPA. I had a couple good ones.
Goose.
Goose.
Bush.
Milwaukee's Best or Hams?
Milwaukee's best all the way.
Hams.
I gotta give it to my boy Souls.
Talk about a clash of the Titans.
Anything Hams, Schaefer, anything like that.
You insult me.
You insult me.
I think you should change your Facebook name
Hams.
to Hams Best, but spell it wrong.
God, J-Line doubling over.
You and Kyle are gonna have a Facebook beef. Milwaukee's Best versus Hams Best.
What are you getting over there?
Hams.
Dick.
Milwaukee.
Thank you. Two people love me.
What did Jeff pick?
He picked Milwaukee.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, Milwaukee for the win.
Kendall's laughing pretty good.
Yeah, Kendall's red in the face, and Jeff had to leave the studio.
Hams best.
What's great is I can only hear it.
I know. You like the Hams Best?
It's just so ridiculous. Oh, I'm crying.
Well, especially because if you imagine, I told you I had to spell it wrong. So, like,
Hey, real quick, did Kyle read the thing that the Phillies sucked late last year because of Fortnite?
Yeah. What do you want from me?
I thought it was hilarious.
Fucking beer all over my beer.
all right. Rolling Rock versus Red Dog.
Ooh.
Red Dog.
Red Dog.
Red Dog.
Woof.
Rolling Rock.
What?
You're a dick.
I did it so everyone would hate me.
Well, you succeeded, sir.
You know what? We're just going to go through this whole Thirsty 32 because I like Mock's input on this. I don't know how much longer we have him. All right. We're in the South. Budweiser versus Stella Artois.
Budweiser.
Stella.
I'm going to go Stella.
I'm going Bud. I hate Stella.
Yeah, Stella's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it's way better than a Beta Purple Haze. But, all right. Bud Light versus Natty Ice.
Ice.
Natty Ice.
Bud Light.
Bud Light.
Ooh, up to Solzy.
He's so excited about it.
Super double citra.
You said it wrong. Private stock.
I know. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm going with Natty.
Wow. Yeah.
Natty Ice, baby.
Natty Light versus Beck Sapphire. This is the Anheuser-Busch division, pretty much.
I'm sticking with Natty again.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, Natty,
Yeah.
baby.
I'm going Beck's, but I lose, so it doesn't matter. All right, and Michelob Ultra versus Bush.
Bush. That was a blowout. They didn't even show up. It was like 80-35 that game.
Is Bush a favorite for the Final Four?
Yeah, probably. It's probably gonna win. It's the Duke of
What
our
if it came
thing.
down to Bush versus Milwaukee's best?
We have
Ham's
a decision
best.
to make.
All right, and then in the West, PBR versus Molson Canadian.
PBR.
Molson Canadian. I love Molson Canadian. It's such good hockey beer.
PBR.
PBR.
Yeah, I knew I'd lose it.
Yep.
It was Molson Triple X.
Stroh's versus Coors Light.
Of course.
Stroh's.
Machcine.
Come on, I got Blue Mountains.
Coors Light.
Course.
Coors.
Sorry, Stroh's.
Hey, no one expected him to get this far.
Colt 45 versus the Banquet beer.
Oh,
Call
man.
45.
Banquet beer.
Banquet.
You
Banquet's-
sounded like the
I'm going
guy
to go with
from
Banquet's best.
the commercial.
I tried.
Sam Elliott?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you going with?
45.
And 2 zigzags.
Baby, that's all we need.
He doesn't know any of the other words, so don't string him along. And then Sierra Nevada Pale Ale versus Coors Extra Gold.
Extra gold.
Sierra Nevada.
I'm going Extra Gold.
Extra gold, baby.
I don't have a choice.
No, you don't.
I mean, you do. It won't matter, but you do.
Extra gold is so
Here's the
bad.
thing, J Mart, the Red Baron, and myself kill a very warm 30 of Extra Gold.
Do you remember when I had the trunk 30
I do.
of extra gold? That was one of the worst.
It was in his trunk for a whole summer, and we kept picking at
The
it.
cans, actually, everything faded. They were just aluminum cans. With
What
no-
was the beer
no
that we
label.
drank on your front lawn shirtless in the folding chairs?
That may have been extra gold.
No, that was after the Extra Gold
I
days.
think it was bottles, weren't they?
Yeah. Oh, it was Bud Light Lime.
Yeah.
We sat in his front yard shirtless
Yeah,
in folding chairs.
That's one of my more favorite memories.
We're just hoping
Listen,
Lenny didn't come
just to let
home.
you guys know, I'm getting patio furniture pretty soon. We can put it in
Excellent.
the front yard of the place I got now, and there's a lot of traffic. So
That's what I like that. We should buy as many folding chairs as possible and just make a line all the way.
I got a grill too. We could just start grilling nothing. Just have the grill running.
Just all day long.
Put the empty bottles on it.
It leaves.
All right. You have any more questions you'd like to
I
pose
have
to
a
us?
lot of questions.
All
A
right.
lot of questions. I was hoping the Mass was going to make it here in
Yeah, well, he
time,
didn't.
but you snooze, you just don't get to participate. That's how
He's
it
out
goes.
celebrating Blake Bortles.
You know what? Hold on. I'd actually like to talk about that for a second. I think. What's the contract details? Anybody get contract details? What's getting paid? Like what? 2 mil, 3 mil?
Kyle?
So that's
I
your
don't know if they
department.
release- I think that is actually a very good signing by the Rams. Because it's a low risk thing. He's probably not going to have to play because you have a good young quarterback that's been relatively healthy. But if just in case Goff does go down, Goff is Tom Coughlin, quarterback of Goff is
Do you deserve some of this?
no. Goff is a mobile quarterback that doesn't run. He dances around behind the line of scrimmage. He'll get out of the pocket and scramble like a Ben Roethlisberger kind of thing. And that Blake Bortles can do that. Now, I understand the passing accuracy is not there. I get that. Like, I 100% get that. But he can keep plays alive. He can extend them with his feet. He's got the best running back in football when healthy, who's also good at catching the football. He's got at least a reliable tight end, and he's got speed receivers. Bortles is not by any means he can't Nick Foles this team, but if you were to lose Jared Goff from like week 8 to week 12, I think Bortles could step in and win maybe 1 or 2 games depending on who they play. I mean, think about it. If he steps in for a 4-game span, and they play the Cardinals twice, the 49ers, and then, like, I don't know, just some NFC South team. He could very easily go 2-2. You know? I mean, they don't have the hardest teams in their division to play.
But Sean McVay as his coach, though, I could see Blake Bortles being a pass catcher for a couple plays.
Oh, no, I'm saying I could too, but I'm saying just from a quarterback standpoint, it's not the worst signing. Another place I think Blake Bortles could have gone to be a backup for cheap, Baltimore. They're insisting that running style of offense. Now, Bortles isn't as fast as Lamar Jackson, but Bortles can run. Bortles is very mobile. He's got great agility. He's made guys miss.
I told Ken the other day, I kind of wish that the Steelers looked into it.
It wouldn't.
Well, no, just because like it could sit under Ben for a couple of years, and if
but it doesn't fit your style. He's not your style of quarterback. Like that.
We had Cordell Stewart.
And how'd that work out? The Bears had him too. We used him as
that was also 15 years ago.
Hey, guy.
We used him as a wide
shut
receiver.
up over there.
Shut the fuck up, Kyle.
They're just going at it. All right, so go ahead, post a question. I think the Bortles signing is actually a good signing for the Rams because of how he fits into their already kind of worked offense.
Listen, he can jump in, throw picks for the Rams. It's going to be great.
Hey, Nathan Peterman's to the Giants.
Burn.
We'll stick with the quarterback discussion.
Actually, I want to get Mock's opinion real quick. What did you think of the Golden Tate signing? Because I thought it was a giant, just like waste of money.
I have a question about
here's
that.
The thing. He's a good player.
What did you
So
say?
I mean, it obviously helps
Sorry,
the
Mock.
team.
Sorry, Mock. Hold on. One second.
But if they're committing
Mock,
to a
oh,
rebuild,
hey.
they gave him too much money.
The lag's not that bad.
Actually, I have a
What'd you
question
say?
about that.
All right, well then pose your question and we'll continue talking.
All right, so Golden Tate, do you think there's any part of him that the Giants looking, hey, this is going to be a number one, or are they going to kind of,
Here's the problem.
have Shepard be the guy?
I think so. To what Mock said, like it doesn't make sense if they're in a rebuild, but if they're going to try to be a contender in the next year, because it was 4 years, right? 4 years, 30-something mil.
Yeah.
So here's the problem that I think the Giants are going to make this year. Maybe not if they continue to keep him for all 4 years. They might move away from this. But they're going to fall into the same problem that Detroit fell into. And that is that Golden Tate is not a number one receiver. Golden Tate is a slot receiver. Golden Tate is a bigger Julian Edelman. He makes all his money with what he does after he's caught the football.
Well, I think the Giants, my personal opinion, I think the Giants plan to take one of those receivers with the 18th pick.
I understand that. But for me, I don't understand the Golden Tate signing because they're obviously in a rebuild. They're at a start from scratch right now rebuild. They got rid of arguably their 2 best defensive players. They got rid of their best offensive player outside of Saquon Barkley. Right now, think about it. I mean, I know it's like the worst stat to go off of, but going into next season in Madden, their best rated player is going to be a second-year running back.
Well, that's a whole now.
But also with all that, though, they did upgrade their offensive line dramatically.
Right, but that's
dramatic.
But they don't. But my thing is that Golden Tate, for me, is the same receiver as Sterling Shepard.
I get what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, they said they have big money to play with next year, and I think they're kind of looking forward to a fast rebuild.
No, I understand that.
So
but
Golden Tate's going to be.
But what's
next?
Shepard going to be?
They can let him walk next year, or
you can't do 2 slot guys. You can't have 2 slot receivers.
If they let Shepard walk, oh my God!
I think that's what might happen. I think they're going to look into
thing.
I think they're bigger name offensive free agents next year.
All I gotta say is think about the receivers of the Super Bowl for the Giants. Were they number ones or were they kind of just no names that?
No, but
I
I get what you're saying. But the thing is Golden Tate is just not like he has number one talent. He's just not a number one receiver. The way he plays football.
I just think that they were, if you look back to when they were winning, they didn't have that, Des Bryant of that era or
right. I don't think
your
they
number one receiver. Yeah. They had a committee that
nice
kinda,
Des Bryant choice like that.
Yeah,
they had Plaxico.
Well, the first Super Bowl we had Plexico.
Yes, but my thing is he also shot himself that same year.
That was the year after.
See, like they don't need they don't need a Plaxico. They need a Plaxico build. They need somebody that has.
Look, there's plenty of guys that'll have gun incidents next season. They could find another one.
I mean, anybody that's currently on the Cowboys roster is fair game.
Chiefs too. They're kind of heading
what
down
that means, right, Mark?
No, they're just domestic abusers.
You know what's going to be really funny is I actually read an article today that says the Steelers have interest in Vontaze Burfict.
Kyle talked about that a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
He wants
but the Bengals officially released Perfect today.
But I don't think that the Steelers are going to sign. They just signed Mark Barron.
Barron.
I think we have money.
Perfect would be a $2 million deal.
Whatever. If you
guys have like $8 million left.
He's not that terrible.
It would just be hilarious.
Oh, fuck you, Kyle.
He's not. He's just. I never said he was terrible. I said he was a douchebag.
Yeah, but so was Juju.
Pointing a mock up there, and Juju laid him out, which was pretty cool.
Right, the Chicago
It was a
Bears
cheap
just
hit.
extended Pat O'Donnell.
Nice, dude. We got our punter back too.
We got half the special teams down. I'm thinking they're still working something out with Gostowski. Then he's going to miss the first field goal of the season.
Could you imagine that?
Bears should offer third, fourth round pick for Robbie Gould. Third, fourth round, Jordan Howard, and
At all costs, get him back
Parking.
in blue and orange.
yeah, that's right. I want him in the Knicks so bad.
You want Jordan Barrett?
No,
Give it to him for $1.
no.
Listen, Kyle can make this deal.
Pull some strings.
You have another question?
I do.
That's good. Oh, beer bracket. Break.
Now. I do that to people getting on the highway on the Barrett. I'll shift over to the left lane so they can get out. I'm like, now. And it drives me nuts when they don't get on.
All right, we're into the.
All right, hold now.
Okay.
Guys, it's good to be home.
All right, we're into the Sour 16. So we're gonna start in the West.
We start in the Southwest.
The West. All right, Coors Light versus Coors Banquet.
Coors Light.
Banquet.
Banquet. Coors.
Say light, mock.
Banquet.
Dick.
And then PBR versus Extra Gold.
PBR.
PBR.
Oh, get him to the finals. Come on now.
I have a lot of fond memories of the extra gold,
But
extra gold.
I'll go Extra Gold.
you guys are dick, right?
The problem is for me,
You're goddamn right we are.
PBR got ruined for me because like PBR was like one of those. No, it's not by Kendall. It's by all the hipsters that we went to school with, all the radio club
John?
people. Because it was just all PBR. No, John was a Bush guy.
Exclusive.
John would drink Bush in bottles.
Yeah, that drove me nuts. He go out of his way to get 20 packs, right?
Yeah, no,
That's
18.
disgusting.
He would drive 4 towns over to get them in bottles.
God,
They make them in bottles.
All right, Midwest. This is 2 big time matchups. I mean, we're talking Final Four potential just in these 2 right here.
Let's hear it.
Goose Island IPA versus Miller High Life.
Goose Island.
Goose.
High life, baby. And we lost.
What are you going to do over there, bud? You can wear High Life. I see it in his brain.
I'm looking at Mock, even though he can't look at me.
Champagne, baby.
Miller High Life.
Champagne, baby.
Don't worry, Kendall. The tables will turn.
So, why do you hate the high life?
I love
don't.
Goose Island, but IPA is like my least favorite style of beer.
I just don't think it's great. I mean, it's not like the good great.
What?
I said I don't think it's great.
Speaking of not being great, is everybody listening? Machcine, are you present?
Yeah.
You ready for this?
Holla.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this silly 16? But it's a finals matchup.
What do you got for me, brother?
Milwaukee's Best versus Red Dog.
Red Dog.
I know I'm losing this one.
Red Dog.
Are you ready for
baby.
this finals match? Red
Red
Dog.
Dog.
It's Red Dog. Just Red Dog.
Red Dog.
Souls?
You guys are just wrong.
Kyle, you've had way more Red Dog.
He's gonna change his name to Dead Dog's Best. I was hoping he'd get a second laugh.
Too many dog noises. for
I'm
one
going
day.
with Milwaukee's best.
You know what? I'll support you by picking Red Dog.
You guys disappoint Milwaukee.
Oh.
All right.
Whoa, it's Ham's
I don't
best
care
over
about
here.
Milwaukee at all.
I don't
Going-
care about you at all, alright?
Going to the
I can
East.
disappoint them all I want.
Nadagasser at Shandy versus Dogfish 60.
Dogfish, because it's the shandy.
Dogfish.
And I'm glad we all figured this one out now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Shandy. I want to see if we can get this going. I just want you to know that we have potential for Nadagasser at East Finals.
Ooh, man, we're talking like Texas Tech TCU type matchup.
Alright, you know what?
That made him so mad he's gonna get up to bring it to him. So wait, what did we vote on? I know Mark picked Dogfish, J Mark picked Dogfish.
I gotta give the dog.
I gotta get a sip of this before I give it back to you. I'm not getting up again.
My goodness. It's
All
like a
right.
chore.
And then the last in the
Just
East,
stay
we
here.
have Natagansett Lager versus Guinness.
Not a Gassert lager.
It's a Guinness for me, baby.
Guinness.
Guinness.
Ooh, the 2 thumbs up.
You know, I was actually going to give it a Natagansett. You know?
Well, that's why I'm voting highlight.
All right, and then we got Bud Heavy versus Natty Light.
Sticking to Natty.
Natty Light.
I'm going Bud Heavy.
Bud.
Well, I didn't know what Mock said, but I think I read it rips right.
I'm sorry?
He read his rips
What was
right.
I thought I told Putty Tat.
I did. Souls?
I'm gonna leave this one at a tie now.
No, you can't. Bud or Natty Light?
Natty Light.
Oh, man.
God, you're such a liar.
Hey, I never had Bud Heavy.
You never had Budweiser?
It's a Budweiser, you
Why
dumbass.
don't you just say Bud? I don't like the lingo, okay?
All right,
I
so
don't like the
Budweiser
lingo.
or
Hit
Natty
the
Light?
private stock.
To my hand, bitch.
Give him a whole nap.
Natty Ice
Drink
or Bush?
Natty Light.
You're a liar.
Yeah. Good luck getting back through customs.
Ah!
God, this is terrible.
All right.
Drink more of it, Kyle.
All right, so we've got our
You know what's crazy, man? Like, Mock's right there, but he's really not.
I know. He's like so close yet like
there's oceans between us, but he's right there.
Hey, buddy, how you doing over there?
I'm
It
good.
doesn't matter how you're doing.
All right, Baron,
Yes.
Corbin, questions?
All right.
Ring the damn bell.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
You know it.
Going
Bingo.
into this next season, is there any part of you guys that think Ryan Tannehill wins the job outright?
Actually, Souls and I had this conversation today.
I think Tannehill gets the job by like week 6.
I think he gets injured again.
I don't think Tannehill gets the job outright, but I think that due to poor performance, we get to see Tannehill play in a game.
When are people just going to give up on him? He's not good.
He went to a team where Mariota's not that good either.
But he's still better. Even injured, I'd take Mariota over a healthy
Mariota
Tannehill.
is such a bitch.
No. Here's my thing. Tannehill is going to be one of those players that's going to forever be that Ryan Fitzpatrick style of player where he's going to start in some games.
I don't even put him on Fitzpatrick's level.
But before he started becoming injury prone, Tannehill was trending upward every single season. His touchdowns went up, his interceptions went down, his yards went up, completion percentage went up. I think if he never got injured in Adam Gase's offense, I think Adam Gase is still the head coach of that team, and I think the Dolphins are a 10-win team.
But he got hurt. And
No, I understand. I agree
he's
with
a
you.
shell of what he could have been, and he'll never amount to anything.
Reggie Bush.
I'm sorry, but if
Sorry.
you're a starting quarterback, okay, and you're missing a game because of a finger, a playoff game, you're not the quarterback for me.
I mean, if it's his throwing hand.
Yeah, I mean, like if you were missing it due to like rape allegations, that's totally different.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Or-
that's cool.
And then if you miss the next game because of a marriage proposal,
Tape it up, like whatever. Do
What,
what
the
you
rape?
can. Try to
you,
win.
can't incriminate yourself by
Like-
taping it up.
Like try and win the playoff game. Like he misses so many games throughout the year, more than Tannehill.
Tannehill.
Whatever.
Kendall shows the heel of his shoe.
Tannehill, yeah.
I like how the guy asking
That's
the questions leaves
I
to
like
the bathroom.
Tannehill.
But I just don't. I think Mariota. Like I liked him coming out of college, but since he's been into the NFL, he became such.
How many years has he been pro?
Who, Mariota?
Yeah.
4.
I think they're both 4, aren't they?
So, I mean, no.
Tannehill 5?
No, Tannehill was in before Mariota.
Yeah.
Like
I don't think
it
he's
just-
that long though, is he?
Robin?
Tannehill hasn't been in that long though, has he? 5?
5 probably. But the thing
Listen,
is,
this is just 2 more quarterbacks that Kyle has swung and missed on.
I never said anything about Mariota.
You just said you liked him coming out of college.
But I never said I thought he was gonna be fucking fantastic.
Yeah, we reserve that for the Blaine Gabberts of the world.
I thought
You're
that,
John Elway.
Josh
no, I-
Freeman. This motherfucker like Josh Freeman, though.
He has a Josh Freeman jersey.
wanted the Owen Blunt jersey, but I couldn't get it.
What?
At the time, I was looking for an orange LeGarrette Blunt jersey.
You know, that one-dimensional running back.
He won championships.
Power back.
He's a power back.
Sorry, I just had to sit down.
Jeff, the other night we made a list of quarterbacks that Kyle said were guaranteed to be great. And they all are terrible.
Well, Ryan Tannehill to have
Sucks.
his back just a little bit.
His last name is Hill. Tannehill.
Whatever.
Well, it's a big difference. You're adding 2 vowels and subtracting
He was a
consonant.
tight end until his senior year.
Exactly. So he's not a good quarterback.
Better than fucking Mariota right now.
Actually, Tannehill's been in the league for a while now.
Tannehill is not better than Mariota.
What had Mariota done?
Kyle, there was a time where you said he was a top 10 quarterback.
What had Mariota done?
What has
in the NFL?
Tannehill done?
Kyle, when was the last time Tannehill was in the playoffs?
First of all, you can't blame that on him. Have you seen a team
Why?
around him? At least Tennessee has a good defense.
When?
Up last year, the year before that.
Oh, Mock, I found a Jaeger bracelet at work and I'm wearing it. It's kind of girly, but it looks like it's got 2 balls hanging off of it.
Tennessee has
Nice.
Tennessee has a lot of good games. They just when they get blown up, they get blown up. No,
Okay.
because they have like 2 or 3 games a year where they give up like 40 points. Other than that, they're giving up like 20 points.
Hey, man.
When has Tannehill been in the playoffs?
All I'm saying is the
Once.
Saints gave up 40 points a game and won a Super Bowl in the same year.
It's different. You have a better supporting cast. Who has they had Jarvis Landry. I get that,
And he sucked with him.
but he's not a great number 1.
He was when he had Parker as a number 2. That was a pretty good combo. They just never got anything going because he was hurt.
Parker never was really playing.
I just said they never really got anything
But
going because he was hurt.
Parker, everybody was considering Parker as a bust until the last few games of last year.
And they extended
Look,
him.
they had Kenny Stills, my dude.
Yeah, wait, talk about one dimension.
Whoa.
They had Julius Thomas.
That guy was good on the...
Joey Thomas was only good as a Bronco.
It was a
Blackjack
joke,
table.
Kyle.
Kenny Stills can only catch a deep ball.
Just like all of... Never mind.
Say it.
I was going to say all of the current Steelers receiving core.
Juju's did way more than that. And actually, we have a lot of slot guys, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, a lot of crap guys.
It's okay. A lot of guys that are going to catch the ball.
Drop the ball.
They don't, though. Who really drops the ball out of those guys?
Dog pound.
You can say all you want. I still don't think they're going to be that good.
Oh, they're going to win that
Kyle,
division.
of course you don't. Because you don't want them to be good. The
No.
Browns are going to be good, Kyle.
Yeah, okay.
Get over it.
Okay, we'll see how Baker Mayfield does in the second year. When
Yeah,
he gets
we'll see how Bryce Harper does, too.
What? Difference?
Kyle, did you think Russell Wilson was going to suck in his second year?
No.
How about Andrew Luck?
This is
No,
turned into
Andrew
a
Luck I've always thought was
bloodbath.
going to be one of the best quarterbacks
This is your
of our
fault,
generation.
Kendall.
But why not Russell Wilson?
Why did
They're
I
very
think
similar quarterbacks.
I'll tell you what, on this question, I think I scored.
It's
Okay.
funny because I was trying to think of something to say for a little while now about
Russell Wilson,
scoring.
when he was a rookie, didn't have the entire spotlight of America on him.
He did his second season.
Not really.
He won a Super Bowl.
His defense won the Super Bowl.
He
Whoa,
won a
whoa,
Super
whoa,
Bowl,
whoa.
Kyle.
I'd like to
Get
make a.
outta
I'd
here.
like to make a quick thing.
He had the
I
best
have to-
defense in the league. The Browns are not even close to that.
So you're telling me Russell Wilson wins a Super Bowl, the next year he didn't have spotlight on him? You're out of your fucking mind.
Not like the spotlight that Baker Mayfield has. I guarantee the Browns get 4 or 5, 8 o'clock games, primetime games.
Here, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that this is kind of like a moot point because the Seahawks, like that pressure on Wilson will never be seen because they made it to the Super Bowl the next year.
But that's what I'm saying.
Right, so,
He performed in his second season.
right, but I'm saying, but like they beat the Broncos, and then the next year they went and lost to the Patriots, but they still went to the big dance. So, like that, like if they came in and put up a 6-10 season, like we would have been hearing about the pressure of Russell Wilson not being able to perform and follow up the performance and this and that and this and that and blah 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 blah. So I don't think it's like the same.
It's not.
I don't think it's the same point that can be made. Plus, I heard this thing today about how like Baker Mayfield like is like paving the way for players like Kyler Murray. Russell Wilson paved the way for players like Baker
Yeah.
Mayfield.
No, I agree.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I hate that chalupa looking fuck, but he's a good player. He looks like a chalupa. If he was a fast food item, he'd be a chalupa.
I agree.
My thing about the Cleveland Browns is that
Is he Hispanic?
You don't want them
I
to
don't
be
know.
good.
no, that's not the issue. That
That's
out of all
exactly-
the other teams, I'd rather have them be good. But it's not the point. The point is that you can have all the star-studded talent in the world, doesn't mean your team's going to be good. You see all the talent on paper, you think it's going to be clicking right away. That Philadelphia Eagle team a couple years back when they signed all that great talent, Nnamdi Asomugha, just that all that star-studded talent.
Hold on. Nnamdi Asamoah is the best thing you can come up with when you're saying
At the time,
star-studded talent.
At the time, he was the best defensive back in football.
He was a ball hawk.
At the time, he was ranked as the best defensive back in football.
I don't know.
As an Oakland Raider, yes, he was.
I don't know if he was the best defensive.
Then he got
back in football.
exposed. Not everybody can fit that scheme.
You ever notice
I think
Kyle
you're looking
gets...
at a Browns team that was good last year and just added Odell Beckham Jr.
They also got
And
weaker on
Kareem Hunt.
defense.
And defense.
I mean,
What'd you say?
And
weaker on defense.
And Jarvis Landry.
And the offensive line got weaker.
How'd they get weaker on defense?
They lost their safety.
Okay.
Okay, you added a 32-year-old Olivier Vernon, okay, who's going to be hurt because he's always hurt.
Vernon's going to play well in that division.
How?
What do you mean, how?
Because the offensive lines in the AFC North are better than the NFC East.
Let me ask you a question. Did any NFC North
Big
team,
time.
Did any AFC North team besides the Steelers, any moves that any of them made good?
Yeah.
What?
Earl Thomas to the Ravens was a good move.
No. That is, I call bullshit. You said the day that happened that was a dumb move because he's always hurt and he's old.
Is he getting too much money? Yeah, but did he fit their scheme? Yeah.
You said he was always hurt and that he was old.
Did he fit their scheme? Yes.
No, not if he's not playing.
But he fit their scheme.
It doesn't.
I think it was a big.
But that doesn't matter if it.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
I
Ben
think it's a
fits the
big deal.
Steelers scheme. If Ben rips his ACL week 1, it doesn't matter if he fits the scheme.
What does that even mean? It's totally different.
No, but it doesn't matter if a player fits the scheme. It doesn't matter if they can't play.
I want to stop you guys real quick. It's very funny. I have a question literally about this. Safeties, Tyrann Mathieu, Landon Collins, Earl Thomas. Which scheme does the safety fit best?
Oh, I think Earl Thomas fits great on any team but the Ravens.
Tyrann Mathieu to the Chiefs is the best one.
No, Landon Collins to the Redskins. No, I'm serious.
I like it. Elaborate. That was.
In my opinion, at this moment in time, I think that's the best move because the Giants just got rid of Beckham, so their biggest threat is Tate, who is a catch the ball in the second part of a defense and turn it upfield to make the big play.
Turn it up.
You go to outside of Amari Cooper in Dallas, there's nobody else to catch the football. I mean, they got Witten back, but he's a second level catch. He's a second level guy. He's not the guy burning you down the sidelines. He's never been that, regardless of how old he is. He's just never been the downfield threat. He's always been the red zone guy and all that type of stuff.
Nelson Aguilar, come on.
Then there's the Eagles.
Jesus.
The Eagles definitely stepped things up with Deshaun Jackson, but it all, for me, rests on if Carson Wentz can actually play a full year. But
Real quick, fuck Deshaun Jackson. Continue.
Just want to sprinkle that in.
Meadowland Miracle. But
I hate that guy so much.
I'm going to like the Giants again.
But my thing is that Landon Collins is not a good coverage safety.
Not at all.
He's not somebody you can put in a one-on-one, man-on-man matchup. That's not what he is. But Landon Collins might be the best open field tackling safety in the NFL right now.
I agree.
So when you look at their games, yes, they're going to struggle with the Eagles. But Golden Tate and Saquon Barkley have to get through 2 levels of defense before they get to Collins. Collins can tackle them. Same thing with the Dallas Cowboys. Elliott, Witten, Hearns, they have to get through that second level of the defense, and then Collins can tackle them and bring them down. He has very good field vision. He's very good sideline to sideline speed, and he's a very good tackler.
I agree. Now, I also have a request.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 3 a.m. here. Can we finish the beer thing?
All right, we can finish the beer.
Ring the bell.
Beer bracket break. All right, for the finals in the East, we have Dogfish 60-minute IPA versus Guinness.
Dogfish IPA.
I give it a Guinness.
Guinness is just going to win. Should we just say that now?
I don't think it's going to win.
I, too, say Guinness.
Guinness won.
I let my boys handle my light work for me, motherfucker.
Guinness is just going to win the whole thing. So
Well, that's not true.
probably.
All right, Natty Light versus Bush.
Bush.
You sounded defeated there. Why is that?
Because I know how this is going to play out.
Miller High Life versus Red Dog.
Red
Ooh.
Dog.
Yeah, I knew it was going to come
Red
down
Dog.
to this.
Red Dog. At least you didn't give up on your guy. So
I
nice.
am happy that Red Dog took down the High Life.
All right, and
I'd like to lose to them.
Coors Extra Gold versus Coors Banquet.
Oh man, now this is the real finals right here.
Banquet.
Banquet.
I wrote extra gold this far, you know.
Banquet. Yeah, but you've also ridden Banquet this far.
Extra.
I have.
Extra goal, baby. Come on, bring it home now.
Soul's about to take this entirely personal, even though it's fun.
I don't care. I don't think I've had either.
So which one do you like more?
Which I believe he has
Kendall
to
go first. I'll be
Kendall
the
picked
decider.
Extra Gold.
Did you?
I did.
Banquet.
See? I can't be that upset though.
All right, so
Real
you're,
vindictive.
you're getting Sports with Drunk Final Four.
Bum, bum,
From the
bum.
beer bracket is Red Dog, Busch, Guinness, and Coors Banquet.
I think Coors Bank was a real sleeper.
Real
And
Cinderella story.
They've had
That's
good
the-
matchups.
That's the final four. We'll be back. Oh, beer bracket break. I knew Jeff wanted the bell. That's why I did it.
Yeah.
All right, so the final four. Up first, Busch versus Guinness.
Wow. This is where friendships are ruined.
I'm going with Bush.
Wait, what?
Fuck that. He loses his vote because he didn't even say Bush. So fuck him. That's a vote for Guinness. So we got 2 on Guinness. Me and my boy Kyle right here.
Yeah, fuck Guinness. It deserves to be burned.
Listen.
Hit me again. I'm gonna punch you right in the
mute,
throat.
mute my mic really quick.
I'll beat it, but I don't think it's going to make a difference. I'm still picking it up.
Fuck out of you, all right?
Machcine, what'd you pick?
Fuck.
Wait, what?
Guinness.
What was the matchup?
Busch Guinness.
Ah, Guinness.
This is tough.
All right.
Jeff said Guinness. Souls, you said
Bush.
We'd be playing ball at Pelican Bay. Sorry.
I'm going to make it interesting. I'm going to go Bush. Kyle, you know, I can be a friend still. So screw you.
I love the creamy porter of a Guinness.
Don't say you love Guinness after
But I
you
also
pick
love
Bush.
the crushability
I'm a
of the
traitor.
Busch.
Fucking asshole. You can crush Guinness.
I love the ability to have 1 Guinness or 40 Guinness. But I love the 30 rack of Busch. But I'm going Guinness.
Shocker. Guinness is just gonna win. So.
Red Dog versus Coors Banquet. Red Dog.
Red dog.
Red Dog.
I'm also choosing Red Dog in the finals.
All right, in the finals,
Spoiler alert.
we've got Red Dog versus Guinness. We'll be back in just a beer bracket break. All right, I'm clipping a lot tonight. All right, we have Guinness versus Red Dog in the
Red Dog.
GSW.
That a boy,
You're
Mark.
lucky you're that far away.
All right, guys, let's all fucking chill for a second, okay?
Red
You guys
Dog.
all just got false starts. In the hashtag GSWD Beer Day like a captain. Doesn't make any sense, but I like it. The beer finals. Red Dog from the Midwest versus Guinness from the East. Actually, Guinness, fun fact, is imported in Norwalk, Connecticut.
Ah.
From Diageo, the same people that make Crown Royal, Captain Morgan, Smirnoff, Kettle One,
Guess what Kyle's doing after
Buchanan's,
this?
Don Julio, all that stuff. Going to Norwalk?
That's right.
Why?
You'll find out later on.
What, are you going to burn it down?
That's right.
Oh, okay, so you're going to burn down the facility that just, like, ships it?
Yeah.
Okay, they can still make it, though.
I'll go
How are you
wherever
gonna
they're
get
making.
there?
There's like 30 other coastal states they can ship it to.
Not anymore.
What?
You'll find out later on.
Okay. Guess I'm
We're
driving
gonna
down
end
the
up
East
getting,
Coast
like,
tonight.
arrested by the FBI.
All right, Guinness versus Red Dog. We're going individually,
Red
no
Dog.
shout-outs. No shout-outs. Hey, I said no shout-outs.
Sorry, I
Machcine
didn't do
washable. Your vote.
Red Dog.
He looked right at you.
I mean,
Woof, woof.
he's looking at all of us.
Jeff Martin.
Guinness.
Paul Riddell. Guinness.
No.
That was such a whiny no. No. Souls.
Red Dog.
I knew it was going to go this way.
Yeah, I know you did. That's why I did it that way.
And I bailed on Guinness twice.
Yeah, but go with your heart, not with who you have to ride home with.
Just
Red
remember,
Dog.
it's a tie score, and now you just blew it.
Red Dog.
I can support this final.
But can I tell you something? I think deep down, we all knew Red Dog would become triumphant.
To the Cesaro thing.
Think about the trips to Pittsburgh we took.
Listen,
J Mart's bachelor.
You
Party.
should have threw the Steel City.
I want you to remember
Listen,
something.
I
though.
just want you to know that Guinness lost because Kyle's vindictive. That's all.
I just
Well, I
don't
want you
like
to know
it.
something too, though, Jeff. This was based off of 2018 beers. So next year, when we do our beer bracket, Red Dog doesn't get a chance to defend because it's been discontinued.
I know, and that really breaks my heart.
But it's
Listen, we
been,
can probably find some 30s in a basement somewhere.
Yeah, so really up yours. Because at least
I
my
was-
beer will be around next year.
so with mine.
No, Milwaukee's Best has been discontinued too, actually.
Bush.
Give 'em- That's everyone's beer.
Yeah, but not if I don't put it in the bracket. What if they don't qualify?
Well, then you're a dick.
No, not if they don't qualify.
Do you think they're going to qualify?
It depends how many Bush you drink this year.
Well, I'm going to have a lot because softball season is right around the corner.
That doesn't mean anything.
It means a lot.
No, it doesn't.
Because I usually just buy Bush from
No, you
me and
don't.
Mock.
You buy sleeves of Fireball nips.
Because Vito likes to buy Miller Lite, and Mock and I like to drink the Bush.
Mock likes to drink Yingling. Or Gambrinus.
Mock likes to drink whatever I'm going to buy him.
I'm going to start getting 30 packs of Gambrinus for you.
That'd be fucking awesome.
Am I right,
So,
Mock? You'll
do
drink
that.
whatever I get you.
Yeah, if Kyle's buying beers, then it's cool.
I was thinking next year, I want to do a lot of research. For next year, I want to make 3 brackets and do one every hour. I want to do domestic beers. I want to do like craft beers, import beers, and shit beer.
I'll break your fucking
Really
nose.
start throwing the Steel Reserve, the Butteritos in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that didn't make the bracket this year.
Well, the problem was I mean,
It was a good bracket. I
I kind of did it on the fly, so there was definitely too much like for the South. How many craft beers have you had from the South?
Hard liquor.
Oh, no, I can't really name anything.
It said hard liquor. That was funny. So that was pretty much an A/B takeover, and that's not even the South. That's in Missouri. But
Guinness was robbed.
hey, man,
No, I don't give a shit.
Hey, Guinness,
I
they
was
what
made
if I
it-
told you that there
We'll
were?
be back next year.
That's right. And there's a 30 of extra gold in Kendall's trunk.
I was about to say something, but I'm not going to say it.
Go ahead
No,
and
you gotta
say
say
it.
it now.
Who says that?
Go ahead and
I
say
was
it.
gonna
Go ahead
do
and say
this,
it.
but then
You
I-
have to promise me you can't hit me.
I ain't promising shit.
Then I'm not going to
Go
say
ahead
it.
and say it, pussy.
Guinness was robbed just like the Saints, bro.
Oh, that's coming from the guy that didn't make the playoffs?
Yeah.
Oh,
Fifth, 20th
okay.
pick.
I just wanted to make sure.
I'm okay with the draft pick this year.
Yeah, and you traded away all your teams, so.
We didn't. We traded away one player. One guy didn't play last year.
Mm.
So it's the same team.
Oh,
without
yeah, you
Brown.
guys are only falling apart.
Not an endorsement
Not
by
anymore.
any means, but
Completely.
for any of you guys, a podcast that we all like and watch from time to time is Good Mythical Morning on YouTube with Rhett and Link.
It'd be cool if they plugged us. 'cause
They're doing a March milkness bracket, and they
Brands
have
of
it
milk?
broken down by sugarness or sugary milk, healthy milk, chocolatey milk, and fruity milk.
Oh, it's guidance till the death of me.
Guidas, actually, is how it's
Me and
pronounced.
Jeff finally agree on fucking something.
I
Oh,
don't
no,
like
no.
guidance
No,
anymore.
no, I actually didn't realize it. It's all cereal milk.
Oh.
So they're going to soak cereal in milk, 68 different cereals.
It's amazing that they get paid to do these things.
Do you know what's going to win? Cocoa Puffs.
While
or
we're
Golden
paying
Grams?
back student loans.
Cocoa Krispies?
No, Cocoa Puffs or
Let
Golden
them
Grams.
default.
You
They can
know
only
what?
call you so many times in 24 hours.
Golden Grams is one of the most underrated cereals of all time.
What is?
Golden Grams.
No, corn puffs are the
Get
best.
the
Turn his mic off.
Golden Grams.
I think
Why
one of
don't
the
you
most
go have
underrated.
some fucking
I
honey
didn't say they
bunches
were
of
the
oats, you piece of
You
shit.
like Golden
We
Grams.
got to go to break. Mock's
used to
got to
make
go
me
to
get you
bed.
Golden Grams
All
at
right,
school.
continue
Gentlemen,
this off the air.
so what?
Machcine, salute.
They don't know that.
Thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
I don't. Come back.
Thank you, Kyle. I'll leave you with this. Ben Roethlisberger is the problem with the Steelers.
You're
Good night,
wrong.
gentlemen.
What a power move. I love it.
Eli Manning problem in fucking New York.
No, they have way more problems than that.
All right, we'll be back in about 5 minutes. We got to do our NCAA bracket breakdowns.
oh, shit. We're supposed to fill those out.
You got the break. And you got some more questions for us?
I have a bunch more
yeah,
questions.
we're going to do all kinds of fun stuff. This has been a very laid-back show. I like it. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Make sure you listen to whatever Kendall's got darkened up.
And now, back to getting sports with Drunk on the PPRN Radio Network.
Welcome back to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler. And I'm
Nope.
Who are you joined by?
Nope.
That's right, round the horn. That's what I heard.
You doing them for everyone? I think you should.
Well, why not?
Jeff
What?
wants some.
Be a nice, quiet ride
I
home.
gotta score a lick of this.
Scores?
I'm
gonna change my name on the-
Comcast commercial. Pelicans.
Hold on, Kenny scores.
Kenny Scores, also, a.k.a. Ham's Best.
Scores.
Oh, man. It's
Turtlenecks.
Oh,
Turtlenecks?
God. Mock turtlenecks. Mock necks.
Do you like turtlenecks?
No.
That somehow got more sexual when he took turtle out of it. Went from mock turtlenecks to mock necks.
Do you like turtlenecks?
The mock necks monster. No, Kyle. I've watched enough porn to know that's no good.
That's actually good. The Mach Ness Monster. That's pretty good.
That's what he calls his penis whenever he's in a urinal.
Oh.
Remember that scene of Vince McMahon when he was like, "Oh, the ninth wonder of the world."
Yeah.
And he goes to the urinal and goes, "Oh, look at that, the Mach Ness monster." Hope you're listening still.
He did be passed out in that same chair.
Probably.
You go.
Well, you know who's... Oh, my God. He was saying that when he's over there, he kind of just stays, like, on our time. And
Yeah, I mean, it's 2 weeks. Why adjust?
right. I don't know.
All right.
I thought it was an interesting point. I guess I was wrong. Sorry, Sewells.
Okay.
Yeah, stools.
Oh my God! Why is this the first time we've said that? Stools.
Anyways, to the brackets.
Hold on, we'll get to the break. There's lots more questions he wants to get to.
I'll get this bad question right out of the way.
7.
Which teams do you think so far have squandered free agency opportunities with available players in needs?
What sport?
Football. Football norteamericano.
Well,
Giants.
Why do you say that?
I feel like they're losing players, but they're not doing anything to. Here's my thing. I don't know what the fuck direction they're trying to take, and they had glimpses of a decent team last year. It wasn't a good season. It wasn't pretty, but they had glimpses of a defense. They had glimpses of an offense that could function, and then here we are with Eli Manning, no offensive weapons and less defensive weapons.
same thing with the Dolphins. You wait till the absolute last second to address your quarterback issues and in a non-really competitive way, but you make it a point to go out and re-sign Parker.
Mm-hmm.
It also really make a lot of sense. And I don't want to say this from like they did a bad job standpoint, but it's just like more of a curiosity thing. The team that had the most money to spend didn't spend a lot of money. The Colts did not do any spending really at all. I think the Colts still have like $85 million, $90 million to play with. I think they spent like $15 million. They had
They're
106
going to get
going
Robert
into the-
Gethers.
Robert Gethers.
And I think the Colts are in one of those like good problems to have situations where it's like they did so much better last year than expected that I don't think they really know what holes they need to fill. I think they want to like kind of play out another
This
season
is the test year.
and figure it out, and then okay, we're really happy with X, Y, and Z. Let's dump 40 of our cap into re-signing them and making sure we have them for 6 more years because we know we have Luck for 6 more years. I think they're kind of waiting to use this to re-sign a lot of their own guys.
I think
Breaking news, real quick: Tampa Bay Lightning just clinched the President's Trophy, which is the highest point total for a team in the NHL.
And I'm glad you said that because like everybody was wondering like why the Colts didn't go out and sign Bell and do all these other like
It's a
big
head
signings,
case.
and it's just because they're happy with what they have, and I think like. Go ahead.
So kind of like I like what you guys are saying. So if you guys were to think for both offense and defense, what is the weakest part of that offense, of that defense, in your opinions?
Of the Colts,
Yeah.
Well, I think like they have good receivers.
Like so you're saying so if you'd
They
single out
they can probably use another receiver, but like this year's draft is so heavy in the second and third round for receivers that they're probably like, okay, instead of spending the X amount of money, let's just draft one in the second or third round. They could probably use secondary help. They have a good enough pick where like one of those guys in the secondary are gonna fall to them. So like they're in a good spot. Like they don't have to spend the money. People are gonna fall. Because it's like once the first quarterback goes in the draft, people are gonna start reaching. Say if Kyler Murray goes 1. That means the Giants are gonna
You
force.
guys really think he's gonna go 1?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I don't think he's
The
going.
jury's still out for me on that one. There's been nothing. The Cardinals have not said a single thing to support Rosen being traded.
Like I said, if he goes 1,
Right. No, I understand that, but I'm saying, like Jeff asked, just like in general, like I have not seen a single thing supporting Rosen being moved. I think that this new guy likes Kyler Murray, and a lot of times you see coaches want to go with their guys, and I get that. But there's been nothing to really support Rosen being moved, and at this point, I think the Cardinals are really going to have to decide how much do they want Kyler Murray, because at this point, in order for them to get Kyler Murray, they're probably going to have to settle for a 3rd to 2nd round pick at most for Rosen, because everybody's got their quarterback now. I mean, the Jaguars got Foles. The Titans are still going with Mariota, and they have their insurance policy in Tannehill for right now, because they're still figuring out if they want Mariota or not. The Dolphins went and got Fitzpatrick. They're not going to trade for Rosen. They're either going to draft one this year or they're going to tank it out for next year. I mean, other
they
teams
said tank for Tua.
Yeah, but I don't believe that. Just because you can't tell your fan base you're going to tank, because it doesn't work like that. But I mean, you go down the list. Jets are set at quarterback. Bills are set at quarterback. Patriots are going to draft a quarterback. They're not going to, I mean, I think the Patriots are one of those teams that could be dark horsed for trading for Rosen to groom him, and I just because I think the Patriots, because their 2nd round pick is a 32nd pick, I could see them giving up a 3rd round pick and like a compensatory pick, and the Cardinals getting 2 more. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But the AFC North, the Steelers are not going to trade for Rosen. The Baltimore Ravens have their young guy. The Bengals could trade for Rosen. That could be somebody that he could land with. The Browns are not going to do it. Texans are set. Colts are set. Titans we just talked about. Jaguars just got their guy. Broncos just got their guy. The Raiders have
They
their
can still
guy.
probably maybe trade for him if.
Nah, Flacco's an elite.
You're not going to do Flacco and Rosen. But you're not going to do Flacco and Rosen.
No, I'm saying like if they would draft one if they had to.
Right. But Rosen, I'm talking about just Rosen specifically. So Broncos are all set. Chiefs got their guy. Raiders have their guy. And Chargers have their guy. And they just signed their backup.
I was going to
Tyrod
say
Taylor.
the Chargers if they didn't sign Tyrod Taylor.
Right. And then you go to the NFC East. Maybe. But I don't know if they're going to be willing to part ways with a 1st round pick for him. The Giants, I don't know. Eagles got their guy. Redskins, I'm not really sure. I think they're just going to settle for the draft. I think that they still think that the Cowboys, the Eagles have injury history with Wentz. The Cowboys need to do it again. Can they do it again? And I think they're going into the season. I think the Redskins think they have just as much of a shot as any of the teams in that division to win it.
They'll wake up.
Every team in the
when they
NFC
suck.
North is set at quarterback. Every team in the NFC North is set at quarterback. And every team in the South is set at quarterback. I mean, Winston's not a great pick, but they've decided that's who they're going to go with for this year. They're going to see if it's worth it. And then you go out west, you got 1, 2, and then who's the other team? I'm thinking 3 out of the 4 teams are set, and the 4th team is the guy we're talking about right now. I just don't think there's a market for Rosen anymore, unless a team wants him to be the guy groomed for the future. Unless the Saints, the Steelers, the Patriots, the Chargers, the Packers, teams that have quarterbacks a little bit more up there in age want to pick somebody for grooming for the future. But are those teams? All those teams that we just listed are teams that are either guaranteed contenders for the Super Bowl or teams you can't count out to contend.
Right.
Like the Steelers and the Packers. No matter how bad they are, or how bad they did the year before, the Steelers still can't be counted out, neither can the Packers. So are those teams that are going to be willing to get rid of a 1st-round pick? The only team that comes to mind out of all those teams I named would be the Packers, because they have a early and a late 1st-round pick. And they just made a lot of splash noise in defensive free agency. But I just don't see him being dealt unless it's for a very bargained price.
All right. I like that. Another question? Did you want to do any brackets?
No, go ahead. Another question.
So we kind of touched on this a little bit here and there, but I was curious on your guys' thoughts on 3 quarterbacks going into next year. Fitzpatrick, Flacco, Foles. what do we think? Kind of like give me guys a very basic stat line and who's going to make the most impact on that squad.
I think personally, Flacco makes the best impact.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I missed the question.
High praise, my dude.
So between Fitzpatrick, Flacco, and Foles, can you give me like a stat line, generic, and who's going to have like the most impact on the team?
Flacco, asterisk. And the reason I say asterisk, depends on what happens with this Tyreek Hill thing. If the Tyreek Hill thing becomes something where he's not playing for the Chiefs this next season, they're in a lot of trouble because they're not going to have the draft picks. Like, I mean, they still have their draft picks, but they don't have these like top 20 impactful draft picks. They're going to be picking bottom of the barrel every round, and they're going to need a receiver and a running back. All they've got is a tight end.
And he's not afraid to trade up, though.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying, but at the end of the day, you're going to trade up, and what's it going to cost you? Because they still need a lot of help on defense. So if Hill can't play this year or ends up facing a very long-term suspension, the Broncos still have a good defense, and they still have offensive weapons that Flacco could exploit in that division.
So we got 2 for Flacco.
I think
if Tyreek Hill plays, though, it's Foles.
I'm going Flacco either way, only because you look at Denver, and within the last few years, what's their quarterback situation been like? Shaky, and people competing for a job, young guys, people drafted, supposed to be good, weren't good. Flacco is not what he used to be. He's debatable if he's really put in that category of a great quarterback. Who knows what he's going to do this year, but I think it's at least someone who's been there before, someone that's got more experience. He's got a few weapons. He has veteran weapons. I think it should be a good fit.
I think that there's potential. I don't think it's a very high percentage, but I think there's potential that we could see a team. We can see whatever team wins the AFC West and then the 2 wildcard spots being represented by AFC West teams. Something that we've seen from the only other team that's been able to do has been the AFC North. When the Bengals decided they were going to be good for a season, then the Ravens have always been contenders for the division. Steelers. I just don't see the Jaguars being able to make that next step.
I see their defense doing it.
Right, but
that's what we thought last year, though, and they didn't show up.
And Nick Foles has proven that he's good for 50% great games, 50% below
average.
That's
the thing that benefits him, though. Because he might have those, like, say he's only good for like half the season.
How does that benefit him?
Well, hold on.
All right, sorry.
The defense is going to be able to pick it up.
They
weren't able to do.
I know what you're saying.
Big thing for Bortles.
But Foles is, but it's not like Foles is like his.
He's at least serviceable for them.
But it's night and day though for Foles though. Like Foles is either throwing 4 touchdowns for 415 yards and has a QBR of 148.6 or something like that, or he's got a QBR of 58. He's thrown no touchdowns for 150 yards and 2 picks. Now I know what you're saying, but like if he has games where if he's got games where he's not throwing touchdowns but is throwing interceptions, I don't know that defense is going to be able to bail him out. Especially when you look at how high powered the Colts are, how high powered the Texans are, and Tennessee still has a good defense.
I just personally think like he can not be fantastic if he's just serviceable. They can win 11 games
if their defense comes to play,
which they will because they were good last year. Just they were always starting at like the 40, the 50. But they
weren't
40.
that good last year. If you go back and you look at the stats, I understand what you're saying. Don't look at the scoring stats. They gave up 4.8 yards a run. That's a lot for a stout defense.
Their pass defense is
scoring facts
is what the big deal is.
I understand, but I think the thing too though is I think that their defense picked a time to blossom. Watson went out with the injury. Luck didn't play all year, and Mariota is not a deep ball threat. That right there is 6 games that they were able to dominate all year long. When you dominate your division, you're gonna win.
And I'm gonna say this. Ryan Fitzpatrick probably not going to do anything in Miami, but I do think that Devontae Parker will benefit from Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, he's a deep ball threat, just like Deshaun Jackson benefited from Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Like it's just going to be like the receivers are going to benefit But Fitzpatrick is going to be Fitzpatrick. He's going to have those like fantastic games. Then you can have games where he throws 7 picks.
Right. But you guys were all in agreement with kind of Flacco being the guy. Do you guys kind of have a stat line you think kind of projection?
28 touchdowns, 13 picks. I think he's just going to be I don't know. I just think like they're going to run the ball a lot. Let him air it out when he has to. The defense is going to pick him up when he has to.
No, yeah. Listen, it's not fact. It hasn't happened yet. I was just kind of curious.
It's going to be about 24-17 picks with a modest 5 rushing touchdowns.
Actually, that's not modest for a guy like him.
Like this Broncos team is going to be like the Ravens team he won the championship with. Defensive oriented, and then he's going to take care of the business when he has good field position.
I mean, it all depends where Gary Blackett's going to put his chips in.
Gary Black and Wabba Galloway.
I'm surprised that the Titans traded for Tannehill, though. They don't play New England. Tannehill's the only player that's beaten New England every year since he's been drafted.
Also, Tannehill sucks.
But he still beats New England.
It's a conspiracy.
No, Kenyon Drake beats New England.
That was 1 year. The other times he did it.
Although I do remember a game where Tannehill hit Landry for like an 80-yard touchdown in the first pass of the game and then finished the day with that many yards and that many touchdowns. So it's kind of like black and white, you know.
Well, Tannehill is basically like what you think of a Titan quarterback.
Cheeks.
No, I think without the injuries, I think he can be a better version of Andy Dalton.
He's the poor man.
He'll be a franchise quarterback that you need to put pieces around. He's a franchise quarterback that's going to be a product of the system he's in. He's not going to make everybody else better. The team is going to work as a cohesive unit. All right. What time do we got? 10:31. We got time for one more question. We got to get to our brackets and do all the closing business.
All right.
Pick your best question.
Best question. All right.
Do you like my hair?
Are we going to?
Are we going to the malls? What are you asking?
You better. Never mind. All right. So, other than Le'Veon Bell, which running back, free agent or not, has the most to prove this coming year?
Todd Gurley.
Mark Ingram. Do you want to be a number 1 back? Or do you want to... Because I forgot about that. I thought about it, but then I started drinking a little more when we were talking about teams that made questionable free agent moves. I don't understand why the Ravens picked up Mark Ingram. They have a pretty good group of running backs already. And to throw him in kind of confuses me. Because now you have a committee of a lot of similar style backs. So I think...
I personally think...
I wasn't done. So I think... for him to leave New Orleans, where he was very successful in a 1-2 punch, are you looking to be a lead back? Do you want to be in a committee? I think it's his kind of year to say, hey, I'm a number 1 back or not. Go ahead now.
I didn't think the Ravens think what they had last year was so successful, but they don't understand that people have learned what they're going to do, and they're just going to stuff the shit out of that run.
So what does Ingram bring to the table? That's
nothing.
What I'm
Nothing.
saying.
Like,
what does he have that Alex Collins doesn't?
Alex Collins got cut.
Well, I mean, I guess a roster spot then is what you're telling me. But you know what I mean? Like Ingram over Collins, and he's just one of the few backs they had. Ingram might be a little better as a receiver, but skill set wise, they match up pretty evenly.
My name
is Souls.
And I love to dip.
I'm gonna go with Darius Geis.
I don't even know who that is.
He missed all of last year with the torn ACL. But the Washington Redskins re-signed Adrian Peterson.
Don't be silly, Adrian Peterson.
But the thing is that they drafted Geis last year to be their guy.
But he's
because
not.
he would have been a first round pick if he didn't have all that thing going.
Stuff happened.
Like, he was an asshole. I think the Redskins are going to look to him to be like an extra type of like receiving back / playmaker. And they signed Adrian Peterson to just get it going.
What's a veteran presence as well
to get it popping.
If he can't get back to normal, they have Adrian Peterson for the.
Sorry,
Jeff's making noises over there,
no,
gurgling.
No, it's kind of like throat.
Oh.
I think it's Todd Gurley and Jordan Howard. Todd Gurley is going to need to prove, arthritis is something that every player in the league worries about, but it's not something that a running back, we've really seen over the past couple decades, a running back really have to deal with, especially a young running back. I mean, if the arthritis becomes an issue, it's going to shut his career down. I mean, the amount of cuts and the beating that he takes, the arthritis is going to destroy him. And he finished the season on a very poor note last year, injury or not, and he did nothing to help his team in the postseason at all. So he's got a lot to prove, and Jordan Howard's got a lot to prove whether or not he stays with the Bears. If he were to be dealt or not be dealt, this is Jordan Howard's last year of his rookie contract. And because of the way that Nagy and the Bears coaching staff thinks, uses him, I should say, they recognize that they used him poorly, but they want the pass receiving backs. They want that, that Tariq Cohen, Le'Veon Bell, Alvin Kamara, Tyreek Hill style running back. And Jordan Howard doesn't fit that bill. He's more of a Mark Ingram. He's a north-south runner that can catch the ball if you need him to, but he's not a route runner. It's not his initial instinct. So whether he's with the Bears or gets traded, he's going to need to show teams that he's worth the big money when free agency comes around. Because if he has a season like he did last year, teams are going to say, you were a guy that rushed for 1,000 yards twice, but you've been declining. So that's good enough reason for us to not give you the big money. So for Jordan Howard, if he wants the payday, he's going to need to show it.
And I think we left out two big names. One being Peyton Hillis, the other being Cadillac Williams. Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, and Willis McGahee. Don't forget Willis McGahee and Michael Turner.
I'm going to put James Conner in this, too.
I agree.
He started off very good. He slowed down at the end of the year. He missed some time. For the Steelers to be successful this year, I truly believe they have to go back to the way they used to play. Ground and pound, waste the clock, don't let the defense in the field for too long. Just really play your style of play instead of airing it out all the time.
Right. Well, they got no one to air it out to.
That's not true. They have
Eli Rogers, baby.
They brought their offensive line back.
You still got Hayward Bay?
Yeah.
Just kidding. They got some serious weapons on that offense.
I don't care what you say. He's one of the best special teamers on the game.
I think another one too. I think
Love Hayward Bay.
I think another one that can be mentioned too in that list is both Latavius Murray and Alvin Kamara. I mean, the only reason I say it is because if you get put in a 3rd and 2 situation, are you comfortable at not the Saints, but as an NFL fan, are you comfortable with either of them going up the middle to get 2 yards?
Personally, I'm comfortable with Kamara doing anything. I think he can run up the middle, run to the side. I think
Oh, you are comfortable?
Yeah.
I look at it, I look at a lot of teams like the Chicago Bears, for example. If the Saints are playing the Chicago Bears and it's a pivotal 3rd and 2, that's a very stout defensive line with very fast outside linebackers that seal the edge quick, and they know how to score.
Whoa!
But I'm just saying, you look at teams, they're not going to be playing a lot of teams like that, but you look at a team like the Chicago Bears, a team like the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to be playing both those teams this year. Very stout offense or defensive lines that know how to block the gaps and have fast linebackers that can seal the outside.
I think Kamara is a very quick reader, though, in my opinion.
And
I understand that he's a quick reader.
I think if he doesn't see the hole, he's going to bounce to the outside, and I don't think a lot of people can keep up with him.
I don't think
that's why I think he's capable.
Okay, I get you. Stop interrupting. I get you. I understand what you're saying. I don't think a Leonard Floyd or a Van Der Esch is going to be able to keep up with him if he has to chase him down in the open field. But Van Der Esch, Leonard, Roquan Smiths, Danny Trevathans, those types of linebackers, Sean Lees are very smart at reading offensive plays before they happen and know to get to the outside. Alvin Kamara might beat you once he gets around the edge, but if there's no edge to get around, he's not going to beat you physicality-wise. So for me, can these two running backs prove that the Saints still have a forceful run game? Just run game, not receiving game out of the backfield, not stout running back, or not like dynamic running backs or whatever like that. Can they still put together a solid 4-minute offense on the ground with no power back?
That's where it's tough because I mean, I've heard conflicting
Because I don't care. I listen to a lot of like the Sirius NFL channel and all that stuff. I don't care what all the Saints fans are calling. Hill is not. He's a gadget guy. He's not
Yeah.
gonna. He's not gonna be running 3rd and 2s up the middle.
If it's 3rd and 2 and Hill's in, they're going to target it. There's no surprise. It's not going to work. I mean, the thing with Murray is he is sort of a power back, but I don't think he's a true power back, and that's where I kind of get questionable because I trusted Ingram every time it was 3rd and short.
He's a power back in the sense that he hits the hole with absolute explosive mentality. But if he hits that hole at the same time that Danny Trevathan hits that hole, he's not beating Danny Trevathan.
No.
He's not going. Danny Trevathan's not going to lose that Oklahoma drill.
And that's where I liked Ingram because he had that factor that I don't know, elusiveness or BC vision. But
BC vision.
But
is
he
exclusive.
wasn't. Ingram wasn't a power back either. He was a former Heisman winner, and that alone got him these first downs.
Another name good for drafting those.
Another name. Aaron Jones.
I don't know.
He showed so much promise last year.
Aaron Jones.
Then he got hurt.
No, really. I filmed
Packers.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He showed so much promise last year. He broke out a little bit. Then he got hurt. And then, Jamal Williams took over. It wasn't the same running attack.
I think every running back in the NFL
is replaceable.
Has something to prove this season. Has stuff on the line for them, whether it's contract.
Le'Veon Bell.
Everybody, with the exception of Ezekiel Elliott, has something to prove. I don't think Elliott has anything to prove. He's coming into his 3rd year. He did the same damage back-to-back years. He improved his receiving game last year. He showed that with or without outside weapons that he was an absolute force to be reckoned with that could win games. The only reason I don't put Saquon Barkley in that category is because he's got to prove he can do it in back-to-back years. Elliott did that. You look at the other great running backs in the league.
Quick question, though. Do you think
Melvin
he does
Gordon,
it this year?
It doesn't matter.
Barkley?
Yeah.
He's going to do it based off of touches.
You get a lot.
He's going to get a lot of touches. He's going to be the number 1 pick in every fantasy league.
And he's also going to get a lot of receiving touches, too.
Yeah.
Which I think was the Giants' plan already.
Yeah, but I think everybody has something to prove. I mean, look at McCaffrey. McCaffrey did wonders last year with receiving the football. It resulted in a donut for his team in the postseason. They didn't even make it. And I understand Cam wasn't 100%, blah, blah, blah. But I understand that the issues with the Panthers are not McCaffrey's fault.
It's beyond McCaffrey. McCaffrey's very good.
But how can McCaffrey help that team become a better in between the tackle runners?
Also blocker.
Yeah, but I'm saying, running. I'm talking about running. Just running the football. He needs to be a better in between the tackles runner.
Peyton Barber.
You can go ahead and drink some of that. Just for bringing it up. But I think every running back in the NFL has something to prove, with the exception of Ezekiel Elliott, in my opinion.
I agree with you. I just think Saquon Barkley's also in that category.
I don't think so because he's a rookie.
No, I get that, but I feel like he's that good, in my opinion.
But what if Barkley comes out in 16 games and only rushes for 800 yards and has 250 yards receiving?
That's not going to happen.
It doesn't matter if it's going to happen. We've said, commentators and analysts have said that for years about players, and it happens all the time. Nobody was saying that about Peyton Hillis. Nobody was saying that. And don't you dare say you were saying that about Peyton Hillis.
Listen, I always believed in his longevity.
But nobody was saying that about Peyton Hillis, and it happened.
No, I know what you're saying, but in my personal opinion, I just believe Barkley is not the Ezekiel Elliott talent.
Well, yeah, but I think Gurley's more talented than both of them. But he has something to prove. Barkley has something to prove, even if it's only being able to do it in a second consecutive year.
Honestly, though, out of every running back in the NFL, the most person that proved is Le'Veon Bell. He missed the whole year. He took significantly less money.
I wouldn't say significantly less money.
18 mil.
He took $1 million less a year.
But
he took $1 million less a year.
He wanted all that money. He had to prove that he's worth it.
You can't talk about the franchise tag. That you can't put that into the equation when you're talking about how much less money he took.
The Steelers offered him 70. He got 52.
You guys offered him $14.8 million a year.
They offered him $70 million over 5 years.
Yeah, and okay, but he made 50 over 4.
Okay, I get. I know what you're saying.
So you offered him 74
I
versus.
still think he has a lot to prove because he hasn't played in a year.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying
I honestly,
don't
I
consider it
hate
a significant
him.
amount of
Is
money.
that like bad?
No.
I don't like a player that's going to take a whole fucking year off just for a contract. Like, just the way I see it, like, yeah, I get it. Money's great. But you're a super talented running back, and you took a whole year off. Why? For a couple mil? Like, it's disrespectful to the sport. I'm traditional with that shit. So, to me, that's just
How about
fucking
Melvin Gordon?
ridiculous.
Does he have a lot to prove?
Every running back except for Ezekiel Elliott.
I
in
think
my mind, has something
he's
to prove.
also in that category. He's done enough to where like he's gonna be what he is.
Yeah, but he has to prove that he can be on the field for 16 games.
I'll agree with that. But like talent, like when he's on the field, electric.
But I understand that. But for me, that's the biggest thing. Like more than Jordan
That's
Howard.
the only thing with
More
him.
than looking for Jordan Howard for a paycheck, Mark Ingram proving he's a number one, the Saints trying to prove that they can be a dynamic run team, only specifically run
What
team.
about the Browns?
Without the power running back? Nah, I don't put the Browns.
Nick Chubb.
But we got to think
He has a
about
lot
that.
to prove.
Nick Chubb has to prove that, hey, you got Kareem Hunt waiting to come back.
But the Browns have a different issue. The Browns have something to prove. Hunt has to prove that he can come back strong from all this bullshit. Not bullshit, you know what I mean? From all this
And also like a year and a
distraction.
half. Off
And Chubb has to prove that he can be the number one over Hunt. Their drive for proving something is within their organization versus within the league.
And let me tell you,
But
it could create a serious issue for the rest of the league if you got two of the best up-and-coming running backs competing to be better than one another. I mean, I know you don't think so, but the Browns seriously look like a team to be afraid of.
I think everything the Browns did this offseason is going to prevent Mayfield from having a statistical sophomore slump.
Yeah.
He might not be there in terms of completion percentage, and he might throw a couple awful picks here and there, but
he's
got two receivers.
He's got a big handicap.
He's got two receivers that can absolutely do so much damage on an 8-yard catch.
Now,
And he's
quick
got
thing.
two
And on a
running
boat,
backs.
too.
And he's got two running. Granted, it's after week 8? Is he 8 games? After week 8, he's got two running backs that can absolutely do a lot of damage from getting the ball handed off or receiving it out of the backfield.
Now, off topic just a little bit. Do you understand the Kevin Zeiter for Olivia Vernon trade?
Do you understand?
Yes.
'Cause
the
I
Kevin
personally
Zeiter
don't
to
because
Olivia Vernon?
you traded one of the best offensive linemen in football for a guy that's pretty much done.
Wait, so you're telling me like when you trade Jimmy Graham for an offensive lineman?
I think this
He
deal
retired.
happened. The thing is we look at it as fans, as spectators of the sport, and amateur analysis. We look at it from a standpoint that this offensive lineman for this great offensive lineman for good old linebacker trade
They also give up a pick.
happened before the Odell trade.
That's
But-
a score right there.
But what you have to think about is the Odell rumors to him not being traded, but him specifically going to the Browns were happening before that trade happened. I think there were stuff in the works for that, and this just kind of came up. I think it was like we'll give you Beckham, but we want a first-round pick and the offensive lineman. And it's like, oh, well, that's too much, like blah, blah, blah. And I think they kind of worked out a secondary deal out of the mix.
Personally, I think the Giants were like, all right, you can take Olivia Vernon because he didn't really done shit for us.
But I don't think Olivier Vernon has struggled with the Giants because of Olivier Vernon. I think he struggled with the Giants because every member of that Giants defense 3 years ago was poised to be Pro Bowl talent. Every single one of them.
No,
Every single one of them.
I just don't think he's good enough anymore. He's old.
He's not old.
He's 32.
He's not old.
He is.
32 is not old for a linebacker.
He's not a linebacker. He's a defensive end.
Whatever.
It's old for defensive end.
He's an outside linebacker.
He's not. He's a
I'm pretty
defensive
sure
end.
he is. I'm pretty...
I'll take 2 shots. I'm pretty sure.
One thing, we got about 12 minutes left, so I don't know if we want to do anything on these brackets.
We are.
Or what?
Just,
Gary
we
Brackets.
start a little later.
We started on time.
Nah, not really.
Listen, I'll talk to 3 o'clock in the morning. I just want to keep you guys in the loop.
He's a 4-3 defensive end, so he's an outside linebacker. He's both. All right, then give me the private stock. You get all
I'll take
broken
it.
about it. I didn't say that you had to take it. Those words never came out of my mouth. Jeff, give me the private stock.
Yeah,
Around the horn. Around the horn. Around the horn solves any dispute.
Ships ashore, here's the dinner bell.
Some guys are just trying to score. It's just like, you can't.
You know? Just be happy with Ham's best.
Yeah.
All right. Should we go to the brackets?
Yeah, let's just go to the brackets. All right, so we filled out the getting sports with drunk, brackets. That's all the rage right now. That's all anyone and everyone was doing across sports. It doesn't matter what sport you're talking about. I mean, NFL analysis, NFL teams, players, coaches,
Can't have analysis
NBA, NHL. Everyone's filling out the brackets. It all stemmed from the win whatever amount of money. I think it was
Right.
$19,000 or some shit like that. Win this amount of money if you fill out the perfect bracket from ESPN.
Ain't gonna happen.
I think one guy's done it, right?
I don't think it's that.
No, somebody did it. Somebody did it like 5 or 6 years ago.
It was the Warren Buffett thing. I think he was the guy who
Yeah.
said,
Yeah, somebody filled one out correctly. I don't remember who and I don't remember when. But
Second around the horn.
everyone likes to do it, to fill out the brackets. I don't do the one on ESPN. I don't even know if is it free?
Yeah.
I don't particularly care for it.
The ESPN one
brackets.
is free. It's very quick to do.
What are you, a spokesperson?
Well, no, because I was talking to Paul about this earlier. Like to put all of ours in it, so we don't have to do the scoring ourselves. Like you literally just, it's the most simplest thing in the world.
You heard it there. The most simplest thing in the world.
So
Simpler than.
we're gonna basically do it where it's gonna be simple scoring. You get a point. You get a point if the team you pick to win wins. So, for example, in the Midwest, your 1 seed versus your 16 seed is North Carolina versus Iona, and your 8 versus your 9 is Utah State versus Washington. If you pick North Carolina and Utah State to win, and they both lose, whatever you've got going on for those teams, the rest of the brackets is a wash. You've lost those points.
Right.
You can't win. It's just going to be simple scoring. It's not going to be a high-scoring affair, but that's not the point of it. It's a basic, you got the team that's winning right.
Like this is pretty much for you to get really pissed off on Thursday.
That's what it's all about. I mean, that's the whole thing. And even more so, Friday. So it starts.
No, it's on Thursday.
No, it starts Wednesday, technically.
Well, like the first
Wednesday.
games are Thursday night.
Wednesday.
Thursday during the day.
Wednesday.
Like the 1 through. Actually, the first games start tomorrow.
Wednesday and Thursday are the 2 11
No,
seed games.
first games start tomorrow.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm being serious. The
I didn't say you were joking.
Like the first game.
All right, whatever. So it starts Thursday. It doesn't matter. We're not going to get into an argument about it. But anyway, regardless of the fact that everyone's bracket's fucked up by the first day. Last year, Loyola Chicago fucked everyone over the first day.
yeah.
Like I think it was something like 98% of all brackets were fucked after that.
Immediately. Right.
Old Dominion this year.
I picked Old Dominion to win some games.
I got them winning it all.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. But they're
So
they're going to win too.
If anybody wants to talk about some like outstanding upsets they have, or you want to mention your finals, just kind of go through. Everyone just pick. We'll start with Jeff. So Jeff, got any outstanding upsets you want to talk about, or do you want to just talk about who you got going to the Final Four?
So my upset is not just Old Dominion taking Purdue down. No, that's it. So that's that's my upset. I forgot I have Tennessee winning it all, so they're not gonna lose to Old Dominion. I got Tennessee over Gonzaga. I don't know if you call this an outstanding upset just because of the rank, but I see Gonzaga beating Duke in the Final Four. And only because Duke is so good on paper and they should win everything, but they won't because that's how this sport goes.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I also have Old Dominion beating Purdue. A couple other ones I have.
Those are just chickens.
I have. I'm trying to think. I had another one too. I mean, I have a lot of the 9 seeds beating the 8 seeds and stuff like that. I have Murray State beating Marquette. I also have. Who else did I pick? That's another one that was an upset too. Oh, I have Florida beating Nevada. I mean, it's a 10 versus a 7, so it's not a big upset, but I think Florida can get that done. And then from there, as we move through it, I actually have Florida beating Michigan.
Now that's a home now.
But my Final Four is Duke, Texas Tech, Villanova, North Carolina, and I have North Carolina winning it all against Duke.
Yo, imagine if Colgate beat Tennessee.
Not gonna happen.
What do you mean,
Imagine
dude?
if Colgate went up against Prairie.
Imagine if Colgate went up against Aquafresh.
They did.
They
beat 'em every
Come on,
year.
no, that's good. What, I don't know about that shit. That's good and you know it.
Oh, I liked it.
I think a lot of people have
I would like
Murray
Arm & Hammer
State
more.
winning.
They make deodorant.
I honestly think Murray State. A lot of people are gonna have Murray State beating Marquette because of Ja Morant. That was
I agree with that.
that was my
Jeff's having a nice time.
that was my biggest upset. Like I honestly thought I was thinking about Yale beating LSU LSU has a lot going on, and Ivy League school usually like advances after.
Well, so
the
does
first
Yale.
round.
You hear about those admissions scandals?
Yeah, Jeff, keep drinking. But I do have St. Mary's beating Villanova. You know, they beat Gonzaga in the finals, and they're a team that's just hot right now.
Honestly, I mean, I have most of the higher
You have all
seeds
the
winning.
1 seeds going to the Final Four.
No, but I do. My biggest upset would be Yale beating LSU. That's probably my biggest upset.
Homer.
Much like Riddler, I have a couple 8-9s being an 8, but it's incidental.
8 games aren't really upsets.
Right, you know,
I mean, if you check the scores,
It's kind of like, all right, they're mediocre.
and then we're doing our Final Fours, or
Yeah.
oh, now.
every year when we do the bracket, or when I do a bracket, which is not every year, but I always have Kansas and Kansas State always making it to the final two from one side, and this year I have Duke and Michigan making it. So I have Kansas, Kansas State, Duke, and Michigan.
Who's winning it all?
Duke beats Kansas.
Mark submitted his to me online. I gotta fill it out on our little Captain Morgan brackets, but he has his Final Four being Duke versus Gonzaga and Purdue versus North Carolina.
Purdue?
Yep, and then he has they're a 3 seed.
I know.
He's got Duke beating North Carolina in the finals, and I'm not going to scroll through his whole thing to look for upsets. And then we also made one for Rita. Her Final Four is all about the upsets. Her Final Four is Virginia Tech and Florida, and then Ole Miss and Ohio State.
She lost already.
But that's the thing. Did she?
Yeah.
The people who have no idea are the people who win this all the time. The person who finished in first last year in the March Madness bracket had never watched an NCAA basketball game before.
My Final Four was North Carolina, Tennessee, Duke, Gonzaga.
And she has Virginia Tech winning the whole thing over Ole Miss 103-97.
Oh, we doing scores?
Nah, she did hers online, like a thing, and then sent me pictures, so like she had to fill out
She
the
might
score.
do a lot of private stock.
Or we might.
No.
That's the beauty of
Because
madness.
Virginia Tech
It's
might lose.
madness.
I don't think Virginia Tech loses in the first round. I don't
There's
think
a lot
they're.
of
You think they're going to lose to
feedback
St.
on
Louis?
that.
St. Louis is always one of those teams that wins in the first round.
I want to hit.
Just like Middle Tennessee. Like an Ivy School always beats it. An Ivy School always wins in the first round, and then a 12 always beats a 5. It just depends on which 12.
So, what? What are you, like a bookie? Are
No,
you
it's
an
like-
NCAA tournament bookie?
That's what's happening.
Hey.
That's what's
You got
happening.
a 99.9% chance of the
Listen,
12
this
beating the 5.
guy-
But you got to rank the 12s 1 through 4 with the backgammon side of it, with the horse winning. You got to make sure the planets are aligned. And you got to do it by your mom's alphabetical birth
This guy
certificate.
right here, he scores.
I'll guarantee you a 12 beats a 5 this year,
Okay.
and it's probably gonna be Murray State.
It's not. It's gonna be probably Abilene Christian
There's also like a lot of schools that can't play in the tournament, like Arizona, who
or
aren't
Albertus
in it.
Magnus.
But Arizona, they usually play.
You almost said it.
But Arizona usually loses in the first round.
Well, Arizona can still make it.
They didn't make it.
They're playing for the 11th seed versus St. John. Arizona State, look at it in the West. They
No,
go.
like Arizona University.
No. Arizona State's better anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This year. I'll take this.
All right. News. We'll lead it off right there.
Yes. Well, from Harpoon,
Harpoon.
the Irish cream stout from
Poon.
Sorry. From kind of, I guess it would be Massachusetts, that region, 8%.
Boston.
Boston, Mass. And actually, I brought a 4-pack. Riddler suggested it, and I thought it was perfect for the St. Patrick's Day type show. That
I thought you didn't like St. Patrick's Day.
Well, I don't, but to match the time of year anyway. Actually, I'll explain in a second. What is that? Oh. 8% color.
I like that.
I put dark brown, black.
We don't care what you put.
Chocolatey coffee notes.
we really don't give a
Very
shit.
similar flavor.
Get on
to
with
those.
it.
I know. I just had very high
God.
expectations just of the beer I bought. I buy like a month at a time. This was the beer I was most excited about, and it kind of let me down. It was good. Definitely the Jameson notes were there, but I guess I don't know what I was expecting. I gave it 2 stars.
Probably more poon.
Exactly, and 2 stars, and
You're
I'd
trying
say
to score
doubtful.
some more poon. I get it.
And I finished up today with a Guinness Blonde. I've reviewed the beer before. My feelings are that it's not that good, but we have 2 more.
You know what's really insulting is that he was the final vote for Red Dog and then finished with a Guinness.
Yeah, no, I know. He's that's the Scottish
Even
guy
if it was a
for ya.
blonde.
That's a.
It's a Guinness, but I just had the fridge. They gotta get drunk. No one's gonna drink it but me.
That's true.
He's right.
Stools?
I had 2 juicy.
I thought it would get Jeff going again. He forgot about
Love
it.
it.
It was very juicy.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm glad it's you. I know you love the beer, man.
You know, Souls has a
You
book.
slap at me, I slap at you.
We got him a beer review book, and it's probably in a landfill.
I know exactly where it is.
Where? Then why don't you bring it? This was a nice thing that Paul got for us.
These are all the beers I've had before, so what's the point of writing them?
I don't know.
All right, well,
I
then
guess I
bring
don't
your
know.
beer book next week and give it to Mass. He brings a different beer every week.
Anyways, so
All right, I'll take it from his room and give it to Mass next week.
it was very good. Like usual, it's my second favorite beer of all time.
Behind Magic Hat.
Yeah,
Number 8. J Mart.
So I'm kind of with Kendall. There are hints of the Jameson present. I actually wrote, if I wasn't Irish, I'd pass. I love the hint of Jameson, but overall, it is bland. There's really not like a distinctive factor to the beer. There's more of a, I don't know. I don't see the Irish cream. I just see a stout with a little bit of Jameson. That's all I see. A little disappointing. But what can you expect from Harpoon?
Poon. Well, I also had the Poon beer. And I'm kind of on the same boat.
Like it wasn't the worst beer I've ever
no,
had.
I mean, I only gave it 2. I
gave it 3 and I regret it.
I definitely got the Jameson notes, which I didn't dislike the Jameson notes, but because it was so bland in flavor, I got more Jameson than I got beer, so it was just
Correct.
too boozy for a beer.
Correct.
Like it was an 8%er, but it felt like I was drinking like a 12% beer.
Also correct.
So and there was no creme to it. It didn't taste
Yeah.
creamy.
No.
Guinness is cremier than this. So I gave it 2.
Yeah.
And then I finished off with gotta flip through all these note pages here.
Oh no.
I finished off with, oh man, did I skip pages? What did I do? Oh, here we go. I finished off with You Like a the Juice from Beard Brewing, a dry hop double IPA out of Stonington, Connecticut. 7%, strong color, citrus and skunky. Flavor was citrus and floral. It was very hazy and citrusy. It was very smooth drinking, but it was definitely like a 1, maybe 2 type of beer. And I'm not drinking a 4-pack.
Yeah.
I gave it 3 stars, and maybe I'd get it again. I mean,
It's a home now.
it was a serviceable beer. I mean, it's something that I would enjoy having a couple of at like a picnic or something like that. But
That was something that Souls picked up a while back, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think he hated it. That's why I grabbed it out of the fridge because nobody's gonna drink those beers but you. So
We got to clean out that fridge too. The masses a knack of bringing a 6-pack, drinking one, and then
Yeah.
bringing a 6-pack next week.
But yeah. Social media. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. The Red Baron can tell you where you find us.
Yes, Facebook, Getting Sports with Drunk. Twitter, GSWD_4.
Make sure you use the hashtag GSWD for all your daily uses, whether it's filling out a March Madness bracket or being stooled
Instagram.
or
also
scoring or pooning.
That's right. Instagram also Getting Sports with Drunk. We're on every form of media you can find us.
Except Twitch.
Except Twitch.
And actually, honestly, you could even use the hashtag GSWD if you're getting jiggy with the fam, yo.
That's right.
That's right.
iTunes,
If you're scoring with the fam, scoring with your boys.
That's right.
If you're scoring with the fam, you might be from Alabama.
If you're scoring with anyone,
Yeah.
you're scoring with us.
You score.
You know what I'm saying.
No doubts there. No doubts there. Real quick, we finished up a show from Litchfield Distillery.
Yeah, that's right. Tuesday?
Yeah, I'm pretty pissed off.
We're going back. They loved us. And we loved them.
Real quick, I'd like to give a shout out to the ass. You know what? I was going to bash the customer I had, but I'm not going to
Well, we're going back again.
stay anonymous.
And they do a lot of events on weekends, so we'll get you in there. Don't worry
Good,
about it.
Good.
But yeah, we went to Litchfield Distillery in Litchfield, Connecticut.
Of
But
course.
yeah, we interviewed with Naomi and
Oh, from The Matrix?
Jeff.
yeah,
What?
I don't think it was Jeff.
It definitely wasn't Jeff.
Yeah, it wasn't Jeff.
I think Dave.
I think it was Dave too.
I don't know.
I was about to say Dave, and he's like Jeff. I'm like, I don't
Better,
think so.
it better not be.
Nah,
fucking
it was Dave.
Jeff. I know I haven't
We
been on a
interviewed
show
with-
for a
we
while, but
interviewed
there's
with
only
Naomi
one
and
fucking
Dave.
Jeff.
We interviewed with Naomi and Dave about the product line, and the roots of their company and all that. You know how they scored, and before that, Naomi and Melissa were nice enough to give us tours of the distillery, show us the bottling line, the barreling facility, all that stuff. Make sure you keep an eye out at all your local package stores. For those, they do distribute to Massachusetts, Rhode Island, surrounding states of the Connecticut area. But Connecticut born, Connecticut grown, all handmade, fresh local ingredients. They make 6 bourbons. They make a regular, a 10-year if you can find it. It's hard to come across. And then a vanilla, a coffee, a cinnamon, and that might be it. And then they make vodkas. They also make some fruit vodkas, which are not your average fruit vodka. Don't compare them to the Smirnoffs and Burnett's of the world. They are fresh fruit. They taste like fresh fruit, smell like fresh fruit. They're very good flavored vodkas. And they also make a gin, and if you can find it, a barrel-aged gin, which is fantastic. So keep an eye out all your local package stores and bars for Litchfield Distillery products. We highly recommend you try them. You will not ever try anything else.
Very good syrup too. Remember that syrup? we
Yeah,
tried?
yeah. Oh, maple. That was the other bourbon. Maple.
Forever.
Yeah, they make maple. So keep an eye out for all those things. And then keep an ear out, I should say, for the Litchfield show that'll be coming through on the PPRN Radio Network sometime in the near future. Make sure to tune into the Peter Pino show on Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 7:30ish to 10:30ish. He's always got interesting guests on, musical talents.
I'm on tomorrow.
Yep, the Red Baron will be on tomorrow.
I think just me.
Huh?
I think it's just me. It's
I
me,
might be
Ricky.
on. I'm not sure. I got to work some things out.
Well, if Paul's on, I'm more than likely on.
Nope, he's uninvited. At capacity. Sorry. You have to be able to score to get in here. Nothing from J-Mart. Wow. Lifts the head up
He's
slowly. But we'll be back next week from
we
8ish.
will.
Yep, 8ish to 11ish. Hopefully J-Mart's able to join us. I know it's a hectic industry.
You know, if people just stop buying Kias,
Yep.
I'll make less money, but
Hopefully
I'll
the Mass will be able to join us. Machcine Watchable will still be MIA in the Czech Republic doing his hero duties. He's currently,
On March 31st.
well, he's making
I have to
drinkable
work.
water for the third world country that he's in. He's teaching children how to read and speak English. He's converting them to a democracy. He's a hero. You've heard the stories before.
He's a
Pulling
hero.
people from burning buildings, helping ambulances that have broken down, things like that. Mach is a hero, and he's doing nothing short of heroism work in the Czech Republic right
So
now.
on March 31st, me, Paul, and Red Baron will be heading to Philadelphia.
Must be nice. I'll be at work. Thanks.
Why do you use his nickname and then just call me by my name?
Because you have a better name than Red Baron.
What's wrong with Riddler?
I like Paul better.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna sell like 4 cars
Also,
that day,
on April
and then
6th,
go to
me,
scores.
J Mart, the Riddler,
Yeah,
and Red Baron will be
Backing
heading to
out.
Philadelphia again.
backing out. I'm going to scores.
That's right. We're gonna go see a hot contested opening weekend.
At
Phillies,
scores.
Phillies versus Braves,
And the Phillies versus Twins.
and then the Phillies versus the Twins.
Listen, I bought the tickets because I really wanted to go on opening day, but I wasn't able to. I could have, but my actual day, worked out better for all of us. And then the other weekend, I wanted to bring
Dick.
I wanted to bring J Mart to the other weekend. So
Dick,
Paul's driving.
Yo, who's driving in April?
no, you said if you see.
Look,
if
I'll
you read
drive,
this,
but you guys got to pay for gas.
I'm not paying for shit. I just bought.
No. It's
I
like,
think
I
so
get
should-
11 miles per gallon. You're paying for gas.
We'll work
No,
it
we'll
out.
upgrade that to the Jeep at 13 miles per gallon.
Well,
As long as we're not taking any fucking trips to Scranton.
Bob
I
might
got
be
captains.
making a donation to the vehicle, but we don't know that.
You might
Fuck
be making a
that.
donation of the vehicle.
I won't drive in that thing with the star on it.
All right, we gotta go. We'll be back next week. We'll give some bracket updates, some more topics to talk about and whatnot.
Drink
It's gonna be kind of a laid back show again. These
Well,
are fun
next
when we
week,
do these.
on Thursday, make sure if you want to wake up at 5:35 in the morning, the A's and the Mariners will be on in Japan.
No one cares.
Ichiro playing his last 2 games.
I care. I might wake up.
So A's and Mariners.
I mean
At
that.
scores.
I mean that 100%.
First time ever in Japan.
Scores.
Ichiro
You
playing.
Scores.
I'm there. I got a steak
Ichiro's playing his last 2 games.
cooking for me.
And whatnot. Yep.
Couple of bony.
But we'll be back next week. We'll do some
Ribeyes.
bracket updates. The tournament will not be over by then, but there'll definitely be upsets that have been had over the weekend. And
Old Dominion, baby.
yep, make sure you go to Scores, support local business. You're gonna want to make sure you go out and try the Poon beer that we had tonight on the show.
You can get it at Scores too
Yep.
for 150.
And somewhere out there, you can still find 24 packs of Ham's Best. And until then, I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler.
I'm
on stools. He's laughing.
And I'm the Red Baron.
Yeah.